You can say hi now.
Hi now.
I know. Hello.
Hello. Yes, we're live. I did say it.
Oh, there you go.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hello.
That was the smoothest.
That was the most weirdest. Yeah. How is everyone? This is episode 25 now, isn't it? Episode 25.
It was, episode 25.
Fucking hell.
You
Whatever next.
I forgot that's going to play.
Melting? Tell me about it. It's so goddamn hot in here.
It is. Oh, my fan. If it
And I'm
becomes
not
a
just talking
problem,
about me.
tell me.
I'm just trying to stop my commands going off because that's the one thing I forgot to turn off.
Oh.
You don't want the command to go up.
Yeah, one of them just did.
Oh, there it is. Right. I found it.
Always one.
Huh?
There's always something that's forgotten.
So today we're just
Yeah.
going to talk about variables, aren't we?
Variables.
Today, pretty much we've decided that it's such an interesting topic, and we thought we'd even bring a professional on. So we're going to talk about serialized variables. And we've got our special guest, Supermac Brothers, behind below.
Oh, we're not going to talk about he is.
I have brought a demonstration video to accompany Mac as he speaks. It's a car.
I'm
it's a
literally
little
going
car.
to reverse the car.
So,
we'll
the steering
discuss
wheels
it
and the
based on-
pedals control the wheels, which
Thank you.
that's like a cool little surfing. Has that got a surfboard in the back?
It does.
And it even comes out.
Is that linked to the serialized variables at all?
Got to be somewhere.
This is 3.0 and it's been lost and it's disappearing out the back.
Are you in it for the
Gone
biscuit?
forever.
It's gone
Fucking
forever.
serialized variables. Whoever I don't even know what it means. I just quoted everything he said.
Thank you.
I didn't take it in. I just quoted everything.
For the biscuit.
Is that what you did? So you don't need your information in the video is just I've repeated what the bloke said.
Yeah, all that shit.
So anyone who wants to watch Star Citizen Sunday is literally going to get a double wham of variables.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly what you just said. You did. I think I just lost a little bit of you there, Miz.
Yeah. You lagged out. You were black in there.
Why not?
You're a variable then.
So, if anybody is genuinely really interested in,
Please say no.
I'll
watching,
never run out of biscuits.
here is the link. Here is the link. Go watch it at your leisure.
Is that ATV? Is it?
It's the ATV link. 13 minutes and 10 seconds. You can watch serialized variables to your heart's content.
Yeah.
It could be a link to my penis. I don't know, but I think it's the link. I think it's the link to
Where's the link?
ATV. It's
there
a
it
small link. It's a small link.
It is a small link.
A bit link.
Above average. I mean, it's just normal.
It's like the quickest you can digress from what you're supposed to be talking about ever in a podcast. Just literally the first 20 seconds.
It's what happens when there's too many variables. We talk about crap.
That's variables for you people.
I'd
So
box
like
it.
making love to a
Problem
woman.
squared going on while we talk about serialized variables.
Yeah,
Penis is
so
a
here you
variable.
go. So we've got the link. So talking about ATV, I have to say ATV started off brilliantly with the Robert Square bit. I was like, you could see they were literally like 8-year-olds in the bedroom going woo as kids. You know, I could just see like them as kids doing that.
I don't know what you thought, but I thought it was the first time Erin seemed a lot more comfortable on the camera actually afterwards.
Yeah.
He was like quite comfortable being with Chris, I think.
It was with his brother, wasn't he? It was with his bro, so.
Was he? You wouldn't know.
Bro,
Where was it, Manchester? You didn't know where they were.
We've got the video of that.
You
if
said
want to
you
put
would
it
never
up.
tell anyone that.
Yeah.
what?
The opportunity came up.
Just slit me wrist now. God, Jesus.
Ain't that bad.
Oh snap! There's a video for that, dude. Just if we didn't remember what they did, we actually have sound as well, Bio.
Which one is this?
The one that says
ATV.
Robert Smith.
Oh,
It
Jesus
couldn't be more
Christ.
simple, really.
Hey, don't Jesus Christ me.
I've even there's literally 3 words.
Robert
squared in brackets sound.
I didn't even. Hang on.
Too
Okay.
simple.
Right,
You found it.
Yeah, it
I
won't
even
stop.
got some of them.
It doesn't need to stop.
Are we supposed to watch it at the same time?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
We've seen it
so
before.
welcome everybody to episode 25.
Yes.
We
have a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to obviously skip over the serialized variables, and we're going to talk about the rest of ATV. There was a good chunk at the start, the ending not so good, and then we've got a lot of other discussion points that Madness and other people have found from around Star Citizen news this week. So we're going to go over that, and as I said, we've got Mac with us as well, who has just released a new video and also does his Star Citizen Sunday, so we'll have a little chat about those as well.
Yes, definitely. So we don't want to just kind of like let ATV dominate the shows anymore. We want to kind of talk about other things besides ATV. So I think it's ATV, everyone covers that topic of conversation. So we really want to kind of push this show to be, we'll cover it, we'll go over it, and if there's anything really good, we'll talk about it. But generally, we want to talk about the broader scheme of Star Citizen, I guess, and kind of the news and things. Yeah, exactly, all that good stuff. So,
that being said,
we'll talk about ATV. Let's do ATV. So, as far as I was aware,
am I playing the squared thing again because we're starting from there?
Keeping track of lines of a. Oh god, they've been doing lots of Excel spreadsheets. This was like 2,800 odd lines of dialogue have been added to liven up NPCs.
Can we imagine what they might be? Hey,
as I said, to liven them up basically. So I think it's going to be sort of just maybe like random phrases you hear in the background, not necessarily conversations you're going to hear when you approach them, but just maybe conversations going on in the background. Sort of.
It's more like I killed a girl once.
I've brought this in the back door. Don't tell anyone.
There you go. Here's all these spreadsheets.
Just let it happen.
It's probably. I mean, if they've got if it's been recorded in Manchester, it's probably just a load of 2,799 lines about the weather.
Yeah, no, that's all we're talking about.
Whatever topic.
You try and pause it and zoom in and see what it says.
It's fucking cold today. Oh, it's bloody hot in Nevsky, isn't it? Have you been down the moon recently?
Down the moon.
Down the moon.
Down to moon, man. You've been down to moon, man.
Down the moon. Sounds more like a fucking pub.
It may as well be.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can just imagine it now. Jesus.
Hang on a minute. Stop the press. Why are you drinking Budweiser? You always complain to me when I drink Budweiser.
Because I've run out of the
Stop the press.
And that is all I've got.
So, actually, what is everyone drinking tonight? So, Mrs. got Bud. What are you drinking?
I just had finished off a cider and I've got Buds.
Estelle.
I've
had to earn my game because everyone fucking carry on.
For the people that are interested, I am drinking.
Don't go into full detail.
High Mountain Vines from Argentina. 10 bottle of wine. It's a Argentinian. Yep, it's a beautiful.
They're
it's
well
from
known
the
for their
Catina Zapana family.
What?
It's 4 generations. 4 generations. It's a beautiful wine. There it is.
I forgot to pop to the shop and get.
Where did you need that from? Tesco's?
This one was purchased from Waitrose.
I've got
Waitrose.
That's definitely shit then. 10 quid for a Waitrose bottle. It's got to be the bottom of the bin.
Yeah. You got ripped off, mate.
2 quid in that.
I'm gonna get drunk tonight. I'm on water, guys.
I was on water.
What?
I forgot to go to the shop and get myself a drink, so.
You
so posh.
That's something I will never forget.
What?
So posh. But do you know, I was thinking about the talking about the chat and stuff and the people talking. Do you think that like certain characters that are popular, like for example, say Miles Eckhart or say the female character Tessa and stuff, do you think that the voice packs and stuff, they might end up maybe getting hold of them and then maybe they could like get more of their dialogue, get them to come and do things more talking in the game?
I wouldn't be surprised if they do get them back, but I would have thought they'd probably bring more people in, different people, to vary it up a bit rather than getting the same people back in again.
They've had people come back to do like mocap stuff and things, haven't they? So it wouldn't surprise me if they come in to do more audio. I suppose if it's just random people at the background, then it's less needed.
I'm thinking that if it's anyone that's highlighted, like say like a fan favorite, like certain characters. Like, you don't know what's going to be right now, but maybe going forward there could be a
kind
character.
of like everyone's jumped on Tessa.
Yeah,
literally.
Exactly. Yeah, she's
so like,
she had no option
to do more stuff, I think, because of it.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And I think they'll incorporate that. I don't know. They might not need to, but I was just thinking there might be scope.
And with these like 2,800 odd lines, do you think that it's going to be in 3.0 when it comes out? Is it going to be reactive text, or is it going to be a bit more basic to start off with just in the background, or is it going to react to how your criminal status is, or is that not going to be in yet?
For 3.0, you mean?
Yeah.
I thought they were trying to see if they can iterate it into the 3.0 if your standings with them will affect the different,
like your reputation.
So not like your criminal record as such, more what you've done so far. So it might just be basic, but it will look like it's progression, if that makes sense.
It'll be the way. I think the basic start of this whole reputation thing will be your criminal record. It'll be criminal, non-criminal, and then there may be little grey areas. But to start with, I think the greyer areas will be like reputation itself will be much further on. The criminal acts will be obvious and straight off.
But what I mean is, do you think I don't know if 3.0 is going to have them reacting to you?
No. I don't even know. Are we going to have AI, like actual walking around AI in 3.0?
Well, this is the thing. I was like, I still have yet to see proper crowd.
Yeah.
You see one just walking around every so often.
We may as well go to that little bit on the ATV, you see, because there was a section where basically, I think that we may well do the variables. I hope not. But he said that it was taking them. I couldn't hear whether he was saying 15 minutes or 50 minutes. But when they had multiple characters, it was taking them either one of the two to load into Maya, and it sounds like probably 50 minutes.
That's
Maya rig. 50 minutes to load animations from Maya. It's now reduced by 82%.
Yeah,
animations by in-game.
So basically, they probably weren't having the groups like you wanted to see because it takes them so long to render it. So if they want to progress a level or do anything, to have all that animation would have taken them so long. The fact that they've now cut that loading time down to by 82% means that they should be able to hopefully get more groups going.
Hope so.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Yeah, it would be nice to see any groups of people just on feet. You know, people walking around, especially in outposts. If you go down that drug lab, I want to see like some form of druggies firing off.
Well,
firing
off.
I was watching. I've been doing stuff on these. I mean, we'll talk about this later in Madness's conversation corner. But we've got the I was looking at a lot of the Gamescom from 2016, and we're just and Chris mentioned how that was like nearly a year ago now, was saying how we're going to implement NPCs and make the world more vibrant and have people doing things in the hustle and bustle and stuff. So they clearly want to do that, but we're nearly a year later, and I haven't seen really that much progress on that side of things yet. If I'm being completely honest, I mean, maybe they've been implementing all the systems to do that, which is fine. But at the moment, I haven't seen anything of it really. I've just seen a few people running around in circles on lines, walking through corridors. So, yeah, I'm still.
I don't think any of the preview videos we've seen yet have groups of people either, do they?
Not large numbers, and not people like interacting in the sense that we see people sat down on chairs, and then people maybe getting up to pick up a tray and then sit back down on a tray, which I think is like, oh, look at that, and I go, oh, cool, that's great. Yep. And but like just like people hanging around corridors and people busy people. Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about this stuff later because I got some good stuff to chat about that stuff as well.
Thank you, Ryan.
Comparisons. Got some good shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Levski fly through. I think it was at Gamescom or I can't remember. I always get them two mixed up. But the one where they did the Levski fly through the first time, I think that's the most we saw NPCs and AI. But again, they were just one was at the shop. I think there was a couple of them standing in the corner. There was not.
There was that many.
No, they were programmed just for the basic script that they were doing. They weren't reacting to people. And I wonder if, I mean, to be fair, if they just like Artcore, for example, we saw very early on that South by Southwest video, they showed clips of people walking around like pedestrians. If they have that, that's fine. I don't mind that. They don't have to interact with us. Not initially. Just be there. Just make it feel a bit more alive, basically. But I think whether or not we'll see. What the fuck was that? Were you moving a cabinet?
No, it's just getting really noisy outside, so I'm just closing my window.
If they had just someone like, if they had the basics of AI for on foot, then that would be good. But I haven't heard anything about it. I don't expect it.
We've seen them animating that, haven't we? We've seen them showing the pathways and making them smoother. So if they could just implement an NPC walking on a pathway, it would be quite nice to see.
Yeah, definitely.
And I just wanted to mention also, Solitary Report had real life stuff, which is why he's not here today. And also on top of that, if you type !question, we have got a question form that you can fill in. So please, at any time, ask us some questions, and we'll cover them towards the end of the podcast as well. So yeah, if you've got anything you want to ask us at any point, free to do so.
Yeah, like how do you control hair?
Please do.
How do you control my hair?
Anything you want.
I've had a haircut. I've had a haircut, you know.
No, you let the kids trim.
Oh, it's madness. It's your hair.
My hair is fuzzy as fuck, man. It's crazy at the moment. It's so hot. It's so hot. It's ridiculous.
You go on holiday.
You don't want to see my pube. They're so crazy pube hair. It's crazy. I
wouldn't want to see them.
Why would you?
No, that's horrendous.
No.
What's next on the schedule?
So
I'm lost with what we're talking about. It's crazy.
All right, cargo grids. No.
Yeah,
exciting.
About some cargo grids.
Basically
shown some more information on cargo, which is awesome. They're basically going to make a cargo grid layout, which will show you what your ship is capable of carrying, and it's to help you visualize what you've actually got in your cargo space. And instead of the cargo is going to be listed as crates, I believe. So if you're looking on your Moby Glass, it'll tell you how many crates you've got rather than say the individual item, I think. Is that what it came from there?
Well, you know what's interesting? They were saying that with regards to the you're going to be able to put loose items in here, but it will affect obviously the volume of space. So
yeah,
which I thought was is this the cutlass that they're showing inside?
Yes.
Does anyone know? Yeah. So what's interesting is it's two sides to this. So it's really big. That's a lot of cargo space in my opinion. From what I'm seeing,
there's a walkway through the center. But I think you can. Whether or not, because if you look at when it goes past 10, 10, it goes all the way across. Now there is another entrance, isn't there? As we know, not these side doors, but
there's a ladder
there is a ladder
on the left wing. Yeah.
But I think what they said is bot and salvaged items. Now bot, the fuck is bot? I just interpreted that as being like automatic loading of cargo. It's not gonna, if you chuck stuff around. No, I don't really know what I thought about that. I said it on Sunday, but I skipped over that and hope no one mentioned it. So it's kind of worked out all right.
You mentioned it yourself.
I know, yeah.
So do you think it's going to be like magnetic type of kind of the boxes kind of clip into the spaces? You know what I mean?
They have mag clamps. They updated them a while ago when they did the freelancer. They had these mag clamps.
Yeah, because they first represented them in the freelancer, didn't they?
Yes, yeah, and it was the way of. If anything can be put anywhere, but if it's not mag clamped, if you lose gravity, if you get hit or whatever, they will start being projectiles around your cargo.
You'll end up being knocked out by one of your crates.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a feeling though that this is what they're showing here is like the first iteration, what we're going to get in 3.0. So you're not going to have individual. Oh, I've got a cup and a beer. And things I think you're literally going to buy the stock you want. It's going to be put into a crate, and then that crate gets loaded into your ship, or you load it into your ship.
It's just going to be big square.
So you probably
square boxes.
You won't see the items inside it. You're just literally moving pre-made box.
Yeah, you may not even see the items inside it. I don't know. I mean, you might be able to open it. No, you're probably not going to. I think you're just going to see crates.
Yeah, and I don't think you're.
So probably tell you a volume of what's inside. But that's about it.
I don't know how, because the new crates have been changed from 25 centimeters, 50 and 75. Sorry, to 25 centimeters, 50 and 75.
Yeah.
Now there are the standard cargo units now, which the whole of this idea of standard cargo units, the previous one now with the 25, 50, 75, it's all changing every single time they address this cargo shit.
And we're surprised.
It's better every time though.
But yeah. I think what we're seeing here is the 25 centimeter. These are the small things that you can pick up with one hand. You can walk around with it. You can move it around.
It's got the handles on the side, look. So.
Yeah. Can you see that? How the fuck do you see it?
I'm just saying.
By the way, Bio, you can do that as full screen in the corner. There's a full screen button.
People can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like miniature. You made it like have like binoculars on.
And the other thing they said about the cargo and this percent is that if you're going to have things like the Dragonfly or a vehicle like the Rover, it's going to take up the cargo space. So you won't be able to put. I don't know if we're going to get auto loaded at the start. So if you put a Dragonfly in there, it'll take up. Say this is just like 100 crates, And if you've got a capacity for 200 crates, you can then put another 100 crates.
It'll probably take up one side by the looks of things.
I think it'll fit in the middle. It'll fit in the middle. But
depends on the ship you're talking about, though, doesn't it?
I'm looking at the Cutlass.
It's not about the Cutlass. I think.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're going to get to choose where you want it. I think it's just going to be this is the capacity of your ship.
That'll do.
Yeah. This is the capacity of your ship. You choose to put the Dragonfly in it, and you choose to load up 300 cargo or something, and it'll stick it all in there for you.
Do you think you're going to be able to put a Nox on one side and a Dragonfly on the other side?
I hope so.
If
I want to do
some right cargo space, then yes, but you're not going to be able to put then cargo if it takes up all the room.
Yeah, but then you can get your mate to bring his empty Cutlass with you, and then he can put all the cargo, and you can share it with you, and you can have a ride for both of you. And I mean, it's the same volumes if you were to separate it, or you could bring a bigger ship or a smaller ship.
Or you could have one bike in each ship and a bit of cargo in each ship.
Yeah.
Or we could wait for 4.0, and then we'll probably spread so much more.
It's probably better, isn't it? Really, 4.0. Yeah, exactly.
I think initially, if we have a Dragonfly in the Cutlass, are we going to be able to fit cargo either? Is it going to be a case of if you're covering any of the mag clamps initially for 3.0 I'm talking about, anything fit there, or will it just be chucked in and hoping for the best?
I don't know. This is the thing.
I don't know if the mag clamps are going to work like mag clamp to start off with.
Oh, you mean for 3.0? No, maybe not.
I think you're just going to put crates in and the crates are going to stay still. I don't think they're going
to... And I think it's just going to be...
I
think for securing cargo, it's just going to be auto. There isn't going to be a case of, salvaging. You'll obviously be able to throw stuff in there, but I think in order for things to just stay where they are, it needs to be auto-loaded regardless of the size of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
people are going to try and ram the Dragonfly into the back of it when they.
That's the thing. So technically, I think like Anorax just said, we're going to have a volume, and we're going to be able to choose. We're going to use the mobi-glass or the computer, whatever, and then we're going to be able to put what we want in there, and it will automatically fill it. And like they said, the vehicle will take up X amount, your cargo will take up X amount. Now, obviously, they're going to get people like us lot that are going to sit there and go, well, now that's full. Let's see how many boxes we can pick up and ram in ourselves. And that's obviously going to happen.
How many big Bennett's?
I don't know how the hell that will work in, say, looking at the computer and it's saying, well, you've now got 101 crates when you can only have 100. Whether it'll even pick it up or whether it'll bug.
Shit will blow up.
I think from the start that stuff's going to sit where it's meant to be until, so you're not going to be able to move it. I think it's just going to stick.
There you go.
Sherman's shed some light.
There will be some allowances for obstructions being secured, i.e. a Dragonfly sitting cleanly inside the cargo volume.
Okay.
But if you're throwing stuff,
some allowances for
around randomly, especially outside the cargo volumes.
So what you're saying is if there's spaced little squares around the Dragonfly, you'll be able to put cargo in those bits.
Yeah.
So obviously the Dragonfly is not a perfect shape, so there might be squares in the top corner, for example, next to the Dragonfly, that you might be able to stack a couple boxes on top of each other, right? That's what.
And he's basically just said if you can basically, it seems like you can put things outside the volume box, but good luck with the repair bill of sorting it out.
Which is pretty much what I just said. So you'll fill up what's allowed for the ship. If you choose to take other shit on there, they're not going to say no, you can't carry this box inside your ship, but there's not going to be an official slot for you to stick it in.
They're not using conventional MMO magic bags.
Damn, I want my magic bag.
Damn it.
So what you see is literally what you have. So
we don't want magic bags. I like the idea of things being invisible.
Where am I going to keep my beer as I walk along? My 500 pots of food.
Oh god.
So anyway, well, thank you, Sherman, for clearing that up. So yeah, that's pretty much what it sounds like it's going to work, and hopefully.
I was about to say we do carry around a permanent magic bag though, because we never need to go for a pee. So permanently never.
Yet.
It has a name. It's called colostomy bag, isn't it?
Right then. Next topic of conversation beyond that one is.
Hang on. 3.0 is going to be the first steps of the cargo inventory, and it'll get built out and developed. Yeah, so it's just
more and more over time. Nice.
Nice.
That's nice, from what we've seen in those videos is the boxes and the squares, and that's what we're going to get started off with. You're not going to see the individual boxes.
So we're going to see a big box and green box and sorry,
a bit like what? Little box, square box, cardboard box.
Yes, big
feeding the pigeons.
Feeding the pigeons.
No.
We're all going to rave as we load up our ships. So we say.
Like you said, everyone's going to be running around carrying boxes. It's just going to be a case.
Are we going to have mass in these cargo boxes? Is that going to be a thing straight away or not until later on? Like if we load up a ton of lead?
Well, don't get carried away, miserable.
I would.
So what you're saying is like
they would do if fidelity and stuff.
So what you're asking is that there's still a limit, even though you could put so many boxes in. There's still a weight limit of your ship. That's what you're getting at, yeah.
Definitely want Tetris in game.
Yeah, we want to. Well, I don't think ships are going to have a weight limit. Well,
to take off, but maybe in space they won't. But
so, what are you thinking if you're carrying really heavy?
Say like you can have 200. Say you can have 200 crates in a Cutlass, yeah. 200 crates.
There you go. Mass impacting things is more down the road.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, don't forget though, when you do go into atmosphere, even if you're fine with how much you've got in space, as soon as you enter atmosphere, it's going to completely change.
Yeah, you're just going to drop.
So if we're going to have...
there must be some form of fucking mass impacting atmospheric flight.
We'll get
those extra boxes.
That's what they're testing now.
It's like the boot's hanging out, and you're like, "It's fine,
it's fine." Got a parachute.
Like you do from a trip from B&Q, you got like the boards hanging out the back and everything else.
The balls,
the boards, the wooden boards. You know, you get the long boards.
No, he didn't say boards. You were right. He said balls.
He's getting some fat balls to feed the pigeons.
Don't go over any speed bumps. It's like lowered down, kind of completely compressed.
Base bumps.
So if we're not going to have, magic bags, are we eventually going to get bags of those so that we can put some stuff in?
Backpacks.
Yeah, backpacks.
A little rucksack. You play far too much Player Unknown.
PUBG.
Yeah.
Miz just basically what he's asking is Miz just wants his man bag.
Yeah, a little satchel.
Over his shoulder. And it has to be. It'll be orange. It'll be orange.
It's a good question though, because like I would imagine with the explorer, or if you want to be a scavenger kind of like character, then maybe they will have, a backpack or something to be able to salvage and scavenge stuff. More.
I think it's been mentioned in a while.
And then you want to grab stuff. You're not going to. Oh well, I've got 2 things and now my hand's full.
Yeah.
You want to be able to put something somewhere.
But maybe it's a conscious decision. If you're going to protect yourself with armor and weapons, you have a reduced amount of item spaces. And if you're going to be an explorer or a salvage person, you have less space for maybe armor, for weapons. Maybe you can only carry one handgun or one gun or a rifle or something. And then, everything else is taken up for item slots. So you have a choice when you step out to go, right, this armor I'm going to be wearing this time.
Do I not carry guns? That takes up.
Can only carry
it's plans
and stuff. Yeah.
On character storage containers is planned. I know, like with combat, like combat pants, not that Chris Roberts wants any more combat pants, but your pockets are going to represent a certain space to fit things in, and then your jacket, maybe if you have pockets there, they'll be also added things. You laugh at that.
Sherman's saying we're going to have storage containers are planned. Not massive ones. I didn't expect to have
and a couple of elephants inside a 16-slot bag.
Like, wait till I try and
imagine it?
I'll just put my dragonfly in this pocket and Minox in the other one.
Can I try?
We all know where Madness will be putting his dragonfly.
Oh yes,
it's armor. Compensate.
Above average.
Okay. Anyway, so the next part. On that lovely note.
Back to the subject.
So how will space weed be transported? This is a good question. Will we have a special stealth thing for because are you going to get scanned, do you think, when you're carrying cargo? So when you're arriving at a spaceport or something, they're going to scan you to detect what you're carrying?
We've seen scanning of people.
There's hidden storage boxes, isn't there, in your ship?
So,
I think it's
going to be like Millennium Falcon style. You're going to have hidden compartments that you can go and hide stuff in.
Yeah, well, if you saw the clip of the radar, when he opened the radar and he put in the battery, and then he took out the battery, put a new battery in. Mm-hmm. That radar will act as a little storage compartment for maybe contraband, diamonds, or something small. I don't think there's going to be certain compartments on ships because everyone will check them.
Yeah,
you'll know exactly where they are, and you can't make them random, so it's going to be too easy to find. But there will be objects you can have that you can hide away, like a radar. You can store some stuff in there. For big items, I'm not too sure exactly what they've got planned, but there will be.
The only thing I would say, I think Ichiru is on about it a little bit, is the hidden compartments. Is that yes, everybody would know they're on your ship, but perhaps those hidden compartments would be what would have the shielding on, so that you wouldn't stop anyone physically coming and looking at it, but from a police or something scanning you, it would block anything from raiding what was in that compartment. Maybe
it can mean life and death for you if a pirate comes along, definitely.
Yeah, do you think we're going to have going forward? We're going to have stealthy kind of like pirate, kind of illicit good ships, specific in the arts of stealth cargo transport.
I don't think they're going to be specifically designed for pirates because they can't market.
Yeah.
Like naturally, you can't market a ship for drug smugglers. It's just kind of like, well, fuck,
well, unless the underworld make their own ship.
The underworld
manufacturer
or vampires.
That's what I mean. Like, do you think there will be like a manufacturer for that type of, maybe modifications on Drake's to make it more? No,
all the ones we've got at the moment are supposed to be official. So they go by the UE rules. Someone that's not.
I'm gonna say no.
What about aliens?
But I could be wrong.
They might not have to comply with the UE rules.
Yeah, maybe.
Ships.
Do you reckon? I just saw what Major Payne kind of mentioned about a drone. Do you reckon we could use a drone to kind of deliver goods like that?
Well, yeah. I don't see why the drone can't be used in certain circumstances. But so far, we only know the drone is going to be used for recording. Yeah. But I guess it's just
selfies.
What you want is Amazon Prime. Is that what he's trying to ask for? Drones delivering your parcels for you. Open up the back of the freelancer, all these drones just come.
It's going to be like Red Dwarf, the post drone catching you up after like thousands of years later to deliver your post. The next thing was they've done lots of bug fixes, so that's great. Moving on to the next thing, which is damage state improvements. They've improved. They've linked it. They've linked it better to the health of the ship, red zones to show more damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think what he said in the video was like, do you know when your ship's getting shot and it goes yellow and red? So I think the health of the ship is based more, and the damage states within your ship is based on the components that get hit. And that, so if you've got like the back end of your ship's red, then the damage state will be at the back end of your ship rather than at the front.
I think it's more a case, I don't know if this is early stuff, but I think it's more a case of the overall health of your ship will... Say it drops to 75%, you'll see a 75% state of your ship, or 25%, 50, that sort of thing. You're probably right with it being component-based, but I'm not sure if this is more to do with early days, and then future there will be more component-based.
Well, they were on about saying they completed it or they've updated it. So I don't know. It would make sense that if your back end of the Connie was red, that would show the damage state in your cockpit, wouldn't? Because otherwise, if it just goes on the overall health of the ship, then you start getting a fire by the pilot when it's not even been hit or something, which would look kind of weird. Which is what you've got, I think, on the Caterpillar at the moment. Once you get the Caterpillar, because we've done a lot of testing with damage states, quite so brilliantly. But if you damage part of the Caterpillar, then the whole thing becomes red, not red, but in an emergency state, and there's fire and gas and
it just goes straight to that point, doesn't it? There isn't a transit or an obvious option.
Yeah, I think basically okay, then it just looks everywhere.
Yeah, then you're fucked.
So it would make sense that if you've got a massive long cat, that if part of it's broken, then only that part would show the damage state.
It'd be cool as well.
The item system and repairing it as well.
It'd be cool a little bit of immersion as well, because it's like that in Star Trek series, isn't it? When the part of the ship was damaged, and you're walking towards that point, and you start knowing that you're getting to the bit where it's damaged because you're seeing everything change, the environment's changing around you.
Yeah, and they are showing different segments. They're showing the cockpit, then they're showing the cargo. So it does make sense that it is separate areas of the ship.
But it'll be ideal for this will work really well in the really big capital ships. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that you can get repair ships to repair other ones, but there's also going to be the role within the ship to repair stuff. So having that visual aid of knowing that a certain part of the ship is damaged will help the person running around trying to repair it.
Yeah, and also it means that it'll bring that kind of better of maintenance play. So you can walk around and know, well, this bit is more damaged because the way it's looking compared to this section. I might as well do this bit first and then go to that.
Yeah.
Well, I like the fact that the captain will have to, will have his ensign or whatever will be saying, what's the damage status? You'll be able to say specifically the parts of the ship that are damaged and say, so then you'll be able to relay information to your other team friends on Gamescom or whatever.
Yeah, engineers.
Engineers to go and fix that section of the ship. It'll add more of that really exciting gameplay
It's the multi-crew stuff, isn't it? It's what they've said. It's gonna add more multi-crew.
Exactly. Kind of what we're all waiting for, isn't it?
Yeah. Whether or not this is component-based, I don't know. I don't know if that's coming with 3.0, with subcomponents, repairing, replacing.
From what it sounded like, it was more just to the overall health of the ship. You know, like when you see on your radar how damaged certain bits are.
Yeah, I think it's just an improvement of what it is at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not a case of the final version. It's just an improvement of what we have at the moment, which is, like you say, the Caterpillar. It's like everything's fine. You take one shot and it's like, I think it's more just to make it a bit more.
Well, they were talking about damaged states, and I think the damaged states are, like they just said, linked to the actual ship. Your components will get damaged, but that's not the damaged state of the ship. So your individual components, say your shield generator, that may look damaged, but that'll be a component that you can fix. It wouldn't be linked to the outside of the ship looking red or whatever.
I suppose it's the
hull damage.
Durability, whatever it's called.
Yeah. So your components will be different, and then they will maybe show damage and wear separately.
Yeah.
Next thing was something technical.
Something technical.
So change the IFCS batch update. Less data equals more players, which is what we all want desperately. Is more players in the instances, more life.
So it was a load of technical babble. I'm sure some people understood it, but basically your flight controls were linked to other things, and now they've kind of separated it. I think so that it doesn't always send that data. So there's less data being sent when it's not needed, and therefore they can have more people on the screen because there's less overall data keep getting sent back and forth to the server.
Just looking at the moon in the background, it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look cool. I mean, they gave us a video for something that was completely technical.
This video is that yellow is the landable yellow. That's not the current yellow that we have now. This is the asteroids are the new asteroids that we get.
The new asteroids. Spinning around. Which is really cool.
And that's the landable planet as well, the landable moon of yellow as well. So it's nice to see that. It doesn't really explain anything about IFCS, but any optimization is better than.
Well, they kind of, but that was linked, I think, a little bit more to. They also said about the fact that, again, to us, it probably means not a lot, but they've batched together, like the Yellow Moon and Grim Hex are now in the same.
So you're seeing more
or something like that. So the same box, so that they're all. Just so they're where they're supposed to be, rather than being sent from individual places. So I think that's kind of what that was showing, that they've now linked the correct places.
They're able to show so much more on a smoother rate as well.
Yeah, they're in the right location for Stanton, or for what we have for 3.0.
Yeah, because if you go to that area now, you can't see the other place in the background, can you? You can only see.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see Crusader back there. I was trying to find yellow for hours.
Do you know what? When I saw that, first of all, I was just thinking of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I was expecting that to be the massive space station that kind of like destroys.
Yeah, the Death Star.
Yeah, it just looks like the Super Death Star or whatever. It just looks like it. It's huge. So we've now got the Quantum Drive 2.0.
I don't see any difference with it.
Yeah, can I say that? I'm glad you said that, Matt.
I'm not the only one.
I was looking at it going, they've color graded it. It's color graded. And they've added a few more lines. They're going across the screen. That's all I saw. I was like,
I don't think they changed so much. But it was more of what he was saying, which was they've. It was something I don't understand because what it was doing before. But basically, when you jump, it was taking into calculations of where other positions were and other parts of the ship. Whereas now it focuses on the jump point, the place you're going to, and that's it, or something.
Yeah.
So again, it's probably to do. I think it's all linked to do with like the network code and making things
smoother,
a bit smoother, really.
I'm just gonna bring up my fucking script for ATV. For ATV, because I cannot remember what I said about it. I must have said something interesting somewhere, but.
Did you notice the cockpit change as well, by the way, for the M50 versus the one on the left and the right?
Is it the lighting?
Look at the size of the HUD. Look at the color and look at the size of the HUD at the front HUD. To the one
you mean the radar, the big radar?
Then in the look at the radar and look at the HUD in the middle. Look at the size of it. Look how much higher up it is to the one on the left.
Yeah, it's more facing in the direction of the pilot, isn't it? Good point.
Yeah, and you can see the height of everything.
The other thing that's also changed, which is maybe what they were talking about, is if you can see on the left hand and 1.0, everything's in your face. The spooling, the quantum fuel, the destination that's coming up, com links, everything else. Whereas on the right hand side, that's all gone. It's all going to be, I think, put somewhere else so that you get that information a different way.
The main thing they put
know where
is
you're going.
It closes the doors when engaging quantum travel.
Yes, that's really good. That's good.
Stop people falling out.
Doors open. How are we going to do what they did last ATV where they drove the buggy out the cat?
We like jumping out of the doors while in quantum travel. It's part of just the enjoyment of 2.6.3.
Well, they're going to give you the manual, surely, because I've seen them throwing in one of those grey buggies out the side of one, so you're still going to be able to open it. You're still going to be able to open it, right? It's just that it closes automatically now.
Yeah. So you know, like things won't fucking fall out your ship as you go. You're like, whoa,
all those extra cargo.
What happened? But also, there
goes my Nox out the back.
And they also say that I can now create a much more. So it's set up now for UI to create not just UI, but I guess the actual imagery that you're seeing. It's going to be a bit more interesting rather than just.
That might be why we don't see anything on that right image, because it says it's been sent to UI to create a UI for it. So that could be why they're showing nothing on that picture yet, because it hasn't actually been done yet.
Yeah.
It's I just like that video because it does show the difference in the cockpits for me. And if you notice as well, when it comes out of the jump, you can see the again the nebula and the improvements to the space in terms of the aesthetics of space, which is really nice to see.
I think the next thing we've got on the list is Aurora checks and skins.
Yeah, so this was quite cool. I mean, as a arty-farty kind of person, I like all this stuff. Yeah,
like someone who drinks Argentinian wine.
Argentinian wine.
Yeah.
Filtered from the goat's anus.
I suppose he sticks his pinky out when he drinks it as well.
No, I'm really looking forward to the update of the Aurora.
Skins, the Aurora, and then you see the Star Kitten skin and stuff. But
gosh,
I kind of. But what it does for me is I see that and I just think it would be I know they haven't said about us getting org skins and stuff, but it would be so cool if we could somehow through Spectrum or whatever being able to link.
I'm thinking if they're doing skins like this, then I think that's going to be a possibility.
Eventually it will be. I think it'll have to be submitted to CIG to say you can't put that on your fucking ship.
Why not?
Yeah.
Or, BIOS penis.
Can I just mention, Mac, that this is also going to be an audio broadcast, so could you please audio what you just did? Just listening only.
Please explain it.
But, I mean, one thing with this, though, having all these skins, I'm a little bit surprised that we're getting these set types of skins, because I thought we were all going to be able to kind of paint our ships. With the way they're doing this, are we only going to be able to paint skins? Rather, so on the colours 3 lines, can we only paint those 3 lines?
I think it'll initially be, for the first set, it'll be a set amount of skins, a set skin that we cannot touch, and then eventually we'll be able to paint them ourselves with those skins, and then I think eventually, after that, it may be the case that we can add certain decals to certain areas, a bit like you see on Forza Motorsport, where you can add shapes.
That's what I was thinking. Exactly like that. Thinking like some of the car games where you can actually import, pictures of logos, or you can add existing kind of template shapes that they've already done that you can kind of create things with. And
so you don't think they're going to split the whole up and say you can paint this section in any color you like?
Maybe for the initial release of it,
you're going to drag skins and pictures in rather than actually paint it.
Yeah,
I think.
I wouldn't bank on Skinner forcing for a good.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. It's not going to be initially. I think
we're not banking on that. Don't worry. We don't bank on many things.
I think it's going to be a case of a long time down the line when we finally get the option of modding. For example, modding is it's a case of it's the same sense of modding. You'll be able to create mods, but if you want them to be in the actual PU, they'll have to be, seen by CIG people who can say whether or not that's going to break any policies. It's going to be, but again, like Sherman said, this is fucking way off.
It'd be nice. It's nice that they're to implement some skins early to have a bit more variety in the videos we're flying around to see a bit different colours.
I mean, we saw a video a while back now where they showed you, was it the Sabre and things with tons of different colours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've seen the guns as well. They're showing us all the skins of guns.
I mean, are they predefined skins, or is that you can have a skin and then change the colour of it? I mean, maybe changing the colour of a predefined skin is less information for the servers to handle rather than you painting individual bits.
Sherman's just said, down the infinite timeline, when players won't draw genitals on their ships, so the day before heat death.
Yeah, I'm not on about
existence.
complete custom drawing on it. More like, so in, say, Elder Scrolls Online and an MMO, you've got different pieces of armor, and then you would have 3 layers to it. So you'd have the base part, then you would have the tassel extra bits that go on the top, and then you would have like the border. Or well, I'm less on the logo because again that goes to the point of someone putting something that they shouldn't on there, but just like a primary, secondary, and a tertiary color on a ship or something.
It could be right. I think for the initial release, it'll be a case of maybe just choosing those set skins that CIG have suggested, and then maybe after that we can take the segments and change the color of each segment. Maybe for the initial release, but I think it's gonna just start from a point and then evolve. Either way.
Updating info on the webpage. Now, this was a big thing because I think everyone is in agreement that the webpage has been long overdue an update. Long overdue. So it looks like they're implementing, not only are they updating it in terms of just the aesthetics, and hopefully going to make this a much easier kind of user-friendly interface now, but also they're going to be updating now the information for us. So we're going to have up-to-date information on ships, weapons, all this good stuff.
Up-to-date information that will change in the future anyway due to balancings.
Well, I'm hoping they'll be able to. It means they'll be able to. I think the whole point was they'll be able to keep up-to-date all the time.
When they change something. I think that's what they said, wasn't it? If we change anything, it will also change on the website.
I think once they get the initial thing done, because it's such a lot of work now because it's been left so long. Once they get it all done, it'll just be a case of every time a new ship comes out or every time a new stat changes, they can update it. Now, it's taken ages to get done, hasn't it?
I think a big part of the reason they've left it for so long is because we covered it a couple of podcasts ago, but the item 2.0 system, they said it'll literally affect everything. And they said there was no point at all putting stats or weight or anything else on any of these pages until the item 2.0 was in, because they had to redesign every ship because of that. So that's probably why now they've got their system being implemented, they can move forward inputting those stats on the website.
No, definitely. I think it's just they've had to do all that first before they can. It's a fucking fly.
Show us it all. We're all sitting there going, "Why haven't you updated?" But I think that's pretty much why it has.
It's a priority, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'd certainly being able to look at different ships and comparing a little bit more. Like I said, I think they're all subject to change still, but hopefully, if they do change things, it can be kind of updated a lot quicker so that we can all notice it.
Well, I would really like to be able to put up, for example, the Super Hornet stats. Literally go, right, okay, here's the latest stats. This is the stats with these weapons. This is the stats with the shields, the armors, the resist, all this stuff. And then put that next to what is supposedly the second best ship, which is the Saber, which is its kind of main kind of like competition, and be able to put the stats next to each other and say, okay, when I'm fighting in the dogfighting scenario in the real world, in the game, sorry,
in the real world.
In the real world.
Wow.
In the game,
I'm a real boy.
And I'm a real boy. There is a real difference. You can really see, how much more powerful. I was fighting Avery Longshot today, and he brought a Super Hornet. I brought a standard Super Hornet. I couldn't kill him. And he wrecked me pretty quickly in terms of taking shields and stuff and armor and whatever. Desync and stuff aside, if this was obviously in the free flight, he would have probably killed me reasonably quickly, and I would have barely taken his shields down and done a minimal amount of damage to it. So for me, I really want to see the true stats on the ship so I can kind of really see.
Again, this is going to be
really interesting.
Basic, isn't it? So what you'll see on there, I mean, it's still better than what we got now. So definitely being able to compare, if I buy this ship and I buy this ship, how different are they going to be? But as soon as we can get in there and start messing around with the components, then all that stats are out the window anyway, because you might pull in a power plant or an extra shield or weapons.
That's where we come into our own, because you'll have people who will be able to say, if you have this power plant with this loadout, with this gun, with this thing, you're going to push out an extra whatever percent, 10-20% extra DPS, and then you're going to have this loadout with this loadout is going to be really great against Sabers, but it'll be really crap against Super Hornets, or this loadout will be great against taking out Hull Seas, so that you can take out their shields, and then you can cripple them to steal all their cargo.
It's not against Hull Seas.
I'm just saying, there's going to be that scenario, aren't you? You want to say, okay, we need a Buccaneer with
definitely. You want to know how hard it's going to be. I mean, that will give you a good idea of a basic. If you see the ship in the verse, I think the whole point is kind of if they're flying it unmodded, unchanged, this is how it will handle. This is what I'll need to deal with it. So you get a kind of good idea of what you're coming up against if you just see it. Which I think they kind of didn't they say they wanted you to sort of have from visuals as well. When you see the ship, you know, oh, that's a Saber. Then you've got a bit of an idea in your head how that's going to be handled. So.
I mean, you learn that through experience as well. I mean, I've learned through most experiences. If I see somebody come at me and they lock on with a certain missile type that comes up, and then I see a little like a Gladius, for example, and I see the little Gatling gun on the front and the little pew pews on the side, and then I see the missile they fire, I know very quickly that this person's going to die very fast to me because they've only got a standard loadout, and they're not as much of a threat. They're just running a standard loadout. They'll either run out of fuel very quick.
I'm in the torpedoes at the moment. It's crazy.
You know very quickly from experience. But I agree, if the stats are there, it gives those clever people, those kind of people who like the stats too, rather than having to learn.
Stations are hard.
It would be kind of nice to kind of blow up. With the stats as well, like you'll be able to kind of add, so remove certain parts of it, so you'll be able to kind of see the difference by adding different weapons
on the website.
On the website, yeah.
On the website,
that'd be pretty cool to see.
If you can do that, that would be that would help you kind of match things up.
Yeah, it can probably see how far you can make your ship go by just changing out things, and it might give people that more push to change from stock to new things because they can see that in front of them first before they drastically change the performance of their ship.
Yeah, as a Kademlia, sorry, I don't know how you say your name, but it said like people that love spreadsheets are gonna love that sort of change to the website, being able to tinker with the things, seeing which what they had to min and max. I think they even said that in the video, didn't they? Min and Max's dream, loving how to be able to change it and find out what's just the best thing to run on paper at least.
On paper, exactly, and then you take it to test, and then you can go very quickly.
Oh no, that was rubbish.
This is not a good idea. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in the real world.
That happened. If any of you play Crossout, that happens a lot. Oh, stick all these guns on it, and then your card doesn't move.
Yeah.
See, what I like about the stats page, although prices are not finalized at all, I like trying to work out how much it's likely to cost me with the current pricing for weapons in UEC, for weapons and things, and see how much it will cost me to fucking outfit a caterpillar and every other ship I own, and it's kind of like you can see that it's going to be a real pricey way to just trying to buy all the weapons and the components and things like this to fit just a ship, let alone the hull. So you get a hull of a ship, it's going to cost you so much more just to outfit it with weapons and components and power plants.
Yeah, exactly. And then I wonder, I'm always curious about insurance. If the insurance, you'll have to pay a premium to cover, will the insurance cover, the standard insurance will just cover the hull, or will it include covering all the extra bits that you've bought, or will you have to pay an extra?
No, it said it covers the insurance you get with your ship, or whatever the package you paid for covers for what you paid for. So none of the mods and stuff that you do.
And and you can't buy, do they say if they're going to top it up?
I think you can eventually be able to top up on top of that to cover and insure the individual parts, but at the start it's just literally what you buy, what you
stock only.
What it comes with, that's what's covered.
Yeah, and just to clear what Sherman's saying, everything that I talk about, what we all talk about, is 100% theory crafting. There is no.
We are not hired by CIG.
No, nothing is final until CIG says so. So when I start talking about what I want to see, what we expect to see, it's just what I am learning from my, from what I've learned from the past.
Some of it's quoting from the video.
Some of it is quoting from what Chris Roberts said like 4 years ago. Like this whole fighting.
He said it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's it's not.
I think what Sherman's on about is the if you say, oh, this 100%. Is if I put these guns on, it will do 100% more damage, or whatever. But it's not going to be if you're not 100% accurate. But he hasn't seen Madness fly yet. He is 100% accurate, so it doesn't.
If Madness can see a ship's loadout and determine a ship's loadout and know that he's going to die, that is experience.
Come on, guys! He's the Manchester champion. He should know this.
It's not just me though. It's like other pilots, like Templar 1 and all the really good pilots. They fight day in day out. They know loadouts. They know guns. They listen. Like I remember watching people going, "How on earth do they know what gun's being fired at them?" But it's because you just practice over and over again. You go, "Oh yeah, that's a broadsword. Oh, that's a a Panther. Oh, that's a size 2 mass driver. Or that's a sucker punch. Yeah, that's a sucker punch." You naturally. You know all the different types of guns. Oh, that's a Badger or whatever. Because you know from the ship, and you also from trying out the loadouts yourself, and also from being attacked by them and then asking and saying, "Hey, what guns were you using?" I'm always getting asked. People say to me when they die to my Gladius, they go, "What guns were you using on your Gladius?" And I'm always like, "Oh, I was using mass drivers." And then for a fact that the person's gone, "Ooh, interesting," and then they've gone away and flown with mass drivers and probably gone, "Ooh, these are horrible." Got no ammo, and I can't hit any.
The Manchester champion. These don't work for me.
And I'm like,
exactly. Experience, can you?
You got to practice with them. Learn to get close and take your time. But that's the thing. Experience does play a huge part in this game for sure, which I really like, and I don't want them to change that. Please don't listen to Nubifier's nonsense about making it so you can target certain parts of the ship. That should be skill based. That should not be. You can just go click on a thing on the side.
No,
of
I
the ship
think
and say, I want to shoot the engine down.
I think with that target based thing, I don't think it should be like that. I think it should be so if you select a particular part of the ship, it will. How you aim at the moment. So you bring your nose round onto the ship, and it will say how far in front you have to aim, to hit that part. Say just
to hit that ship.
Yeah, but I'm saying, say that can move depending on what part of the ship you want to shoot.
That's what Madness is saying he doesn't want. He wants you to. If you want to shoot a part of the component off, you have to.
You need skill to aim for it. That's the point. The point is it needs to still be skill.
It all needs to be skill based.
Missiles, okay. If you want to say missiles can lock onto certain parts of the ship, fine. I'm not going to have a problem with that because at the end of the day, that's fine. But in terms of guns, your guns should always be you can only aim for certain places of the ship. Okay, so that would be for me. It's like you can't suddenly say I'm looking on the target. That my pip is constantly on the cockpit,
right,
for example. Oh yeah, exactly. And then I always just fly around it, and it's constantly got that locked on as the. That's just so.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't. And in real world, that wouldn't work anyway because the signature given out from a component would be masked by your armor of the ship, so you wouldn't be able to lock onto a specific component. But I think, like you say, missiles when you're attacking a big capital ship, then locking onto certain areas like the comms array or the shield generator as much as you can is important.
Yeah, but that's fine. Missiles is fine because it makes sense. You do that in real life with missiles.
Yeah, you should learn.
Why would you pick anything other than the most weak point that's going to shut the whole ship down?
It should be skill based. It should be skill based that if you know how to aim, if you know where the weak point of a ship is, you should aim for that. And if you miss it, that's your own doing.
That's pretty much what I do in all my streams at the moment. That's how I play the game at the moment because it makes it more fun. I try and stop them from being able to move. So on the freelancer, I take out their engines.
The game has always been sold as a skill-based game.
Yeah, not a rank.
Don't take the
skill out of it. That's the thing is don't take the skill out of it for sure. No. Just to make a few people happy who can't fly yet, don't do it.
No, because I'm going to be hiring Madness so much in the verse.
Well, you can hire me and a few other people. They're a lot better people than me. The next one is the male transfer mesh, which has been massively updated using the skinning tools to automate basic skinning. So this was quite nice again.
They've also done a female mesh on top of that as well, which they didn't show.
They have.
You missed the animations bit. Okay, that's fine.
So this was quite nice. This was showing us what Sandy was doing when she was doing the mocap with her stretching. It was nice to see the Explorer armor again, just a bit closer.
So now all that moaning you was on about her stretching, that's what it was for. What it's for.
Yeah,
that's quite.
Now there was a point to it.
For clipping issues, I guess.
Just for ATV, that's what it's for. But no, it looks good. I mean, the range of movement that they've got on there is just kind of showing you that all that range of movement you're going to have in your characters.
I like to see the normals. It's always cool to see normals because I don't know if does everyone know what normals are?
Please explain.
He said that so cutely. Please explain.
It's just basically see all the colors. If you see the color points on this, is I'm going to try and do this in the really layman, like really simple terminologies that I do.
Please, yeah, I need that.
It creates, you know, like before when you have like on skins and stuff, you have what's called a bump map, which is like a kind of a fake kind of way of doing it. Normals takes information and based on color, it makes high points and low points on the mesh, kind of visual points.
Yeah.
So basically makes details such as skin pigmentation and kind of scarring and all this kind of stuff, but it's really, really efficient.
Oh,
it's in basic modeling and stuff. It's so you can bake textures onto things. It just makes things more efficient, basically. Okay. I don't want to go into too much details, but it's really cool. There are different ways of doing things. You have bump maps, you have normals, you have all sorts of other clever little things. But normals is really, really cool. I like normals is very cool.
Say that again. I'm only joking. Don't.
No. I would go in to get the text version, like the textbook version. That's kind of like the really trying to make it as simple as possible. Just
so what are serialized variables then?
We've done that. We covered that at the start.
God knows what that is.
We're not talking about that.
It's a variable different, like Cheerios, cornflakes. It's just picking which one you want for the day.
So apart from having to need glasses to see the animation bio,
we'll make it so then I can make it full screen then.
It's called the expand button in the corner.
You've done this before.
On that one there, doesn't expand any bigger.
Can't you double tap it?
Zoom it, control mouse wheel forward it, make it bigger.
Yeah.
They don't make him any bigger, no?
Oh, not that one. That last one I just did.
Oh, okay. I'll have a look at him. Do apologise. That'd be my fault.
It's just that one I haven't been able to make.
I think.
If you hold down control and use your mouse wheel, it zooms into a web page.
Oh, okay. That must have been an error with that one. I must have cropped it by mistake. If you go to character creations, we'll see more of the. Yes. This is quite cool. It's nice to see the character creations. So they've got like more of. This is great because this is what we want to see. More variations again of characters, clothing.
What is that? That's like some Silent Hill.
It does. It is a bit scary.
But yeah. What does OMC stand for, Sherman? Can you OMC stands for? Because I have no idea.
Oh my cock!
Did you? If you see on the
oh my cock!
Cock, I said, not cock.
Yeah, right. Okay, mate. Yeah.
Did you see his eye? His eyepiece on the guy before with the puffer jacket. Did you see his eyepiece?
The miner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was he the Delmar Levski miner?
Wow.
Yeah, he's got like a kind of a crazy kind of looks like a kind of steampunky-esque kind of thing sticking off from where his eye would be, or kind of
maybe that's like a Terminator laser targeting with your mining tool. Probably not, but it's an option.
He's got like the torch that we had on the other ones, isn't it? But
or the Explorer outfit.
When we was like during some of the builds that we've had, the torch has changed practically every single build in its size. It starts like small, then like large headlamp, then it gets tiny again. They seem to always keep changing it.
Can we pause these segments?
Yeah, pause them wherever you want.
I think we should do that and just talk about each. If we know anything about each
picture, you mean?
Yeah, just a little bit. Because it goes into hair again, and it's a bit too far.
Yeah, so I mean the crazy girl thing at the beginning. I mean, I agree.
Crazy
That's
girl.
kind. I don't quite get what that does look like a kind of BioShock costume.
Well, maybe it's just casual clothing.
Well, we know there's the medic.
We've got Mal casual clothing, haven't we?
Female medic, haven't we? We've had her. We've seen her a few weeks ago with like the suit. That.
I don't get it either. I didn't get it either. When I saw it, I did not get what it. I just had no idea what it was. That's what I thought.
I think it's just casual clothing.
Casual?
Yeah. What casual?
If any girl I knew wore that casually, I'd slap the bitch.
It's nothing.
I'd be running for the hills.
Yeah.
I was like, that's me murdered. I'm gonna have no feet at the end of the night.
What's wrong with that? It's just futuristic casual clothing.
This is gonna be Blazewood wear in the game then. Okay.
Wow, that's scary.
What?
That's what.
A poor person's clothes. Could be poor person's clothes in the game. That's possible.
What part of it scares you? What part of that outfit scares you?
It must be something to do with Silent Hill or something along those lines, right?
I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting a BioShock kind of vibe of that. Honestly,
it doesn't look like someone I would trust.
Like, you can hear the music.
Can you help me out of this?
It's just a dress.
She's like a zombie. Half her head's already bleeding and kind of gaping.
I'm okay. Head spins round.
Yeah, it's one of those faunas stuck attached to the back of her neck, kind of thing. You'd be like,
and they'll come up, come up to you, go whisper.
Animated. That's what it looks like to me. Just Japanese anime.
Maybe if it's coloured, it would be different. Maybe when it's all really colourful and got Hello Kitty on it.
It looks metal.
It's not got any colour or texture on it. It's just a basic.
No.
This is when someone comes and chats from CI, just that's our finished project.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
You offend Jeremiah Lee.
So it's fine. So, although at one point when they were changing one of the sliders, it did like what it was shiny metallic metal.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think that's finalised. Yeah, but it does look metal.
It's like a knight's armour.
So for anyone listening to us in the audio side, just imagine Bioshock. This is basically what we're describing. We're describing a kind of a scary,
Yeah, is that right? Is it
scary fairy.
Metal? Is that what you're saying?
It looks
Gone
metal.
on to the next one now. So.
Oh, I think that was just we're dragging the slider across. I don't think.
It's not final. That's just them messing.
That was all.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's just a normal dress. I didn't realise you were saying it because it was a metal.
Exactly. Like Sean says there, Android. It looks like an android. Like something would be like, "Hello, welcome to my world," and then she explodes. Awful stuff.
So this is just the standard Ledsky guy civilian. This is just a civilian Ledsky costume, which looks quite nice.
No, isn't that the OMC stuff, or is that civilian? I can't remember now.
I think it says OMC. It says OMC at the top.
Oh, does it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Boom! In your face, madness!
No, should read the Spol script first.
Yeah, you should see where it says switching to subtool.
Where does it say that?
You see the gold writing at the top.
Oh yeah, I can't read that.
Oh,
right
switch
next
to
to it,
subtool.
it says
OMC. Gotcha.
Sean
6.
or
This is number 6.
Matt, can you? What does OMC stand for? Because I mean, it keeps saying the OMC undersuit on the OMC
Miz
outfit.
knows what it stands for.
Is it minus something? What? You know what it stands for?
Yeah, Miz does. Yeah, and my cock.
Oh, my cock outfit. The bondage outfit.
Maybe it's that minor casual.
But I don't think because it says OMC. It's got to stand for something.
Miz
it's got
cock.
the OMC on the back. I don't think it'll be like our minor casual outfit.
No, as in like. Well, yeah, okay. You got to label it so that you know where to find stuff, isn't it?
No, on the actual outfit. It's not going to be my casual outfit.
All right, okay, fair enough.
You know that female character.
Maybe it's just
TV show host. It says TV show host for her.
What?
For that girl on the top. If we're talking about,
I see.
It says
that
TV show host.
I told you, it's just a dress.
Oh.
Random.
Stress.
So we've got the mining costume in black. He looks pretty gangster, really, doesn't he? With his and his like, I don't know what's happened to the clown feet. I really don't know. He's got like clown shoes going on down there.
Where?
Have you not seen? Look at the size of the toe on the miners in the blue with his huge clump. He's got a serious club foot.
Are you skipping ahead?
Yeah, am I ahead of you guys?
Skip ahead because Madness Cat is not patient. Come on, let's go ahead. Come on.
There you go. You can see his shoe from the back there now.
I see.
But look at the toe. It's literally McDonald's feet going on right there.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. What's with the colour? Is that normal?
Oh, God knows. I don't know, but I'm always looking at the shoes in games. I'm like,
well, it just reminds me of when you used to have the shell suits. So that looks like there's a little bit too much blackness on it, but
tragic.
It's got to have the high vis on there because there's people like Miz that crash into everything. So he needs to.
High vis will not save him.
That would be where look, it's a landing pad.
A bubble rush.
It's that one that waves you down, the signal control.
Space Chav in a shell suit.
Well, they've got to keep it the times, don't they?
It's the bomber jacket.
So
that helmet eyepiece, like you mentioned, Madness, looks kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's like a night vision scope for one eye.
It's kind of Borg. It's like Borg-esque.
Maybe just a diamond dealer in his shell suit.
Honestly, it feels very much like Star Trek Borg. Like kind of Jean-Luc Picard's style when he's got that thing sticking out of his eyeball. Or kind of like maybe it's going to be one of those things like in Star Wars when they've got it in the X-wing where he kind of brings it down and then he can kind of clip it on the helmet and it comes down and it comes off the head.
It's a night vision goggle, isn't it? It's just a single eye night vision. But with a miner thing, what would that be to scan through
for night vision.
Rock to maybe find the minerals? Maybe it's just more of an intricate zoom where one eye, when you look at them, one eye is massive and the other one's normal.
That's just his beer. That's just his beer goggles.
Maybe the miners have to sacrifice an eye in order to work there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's just part of the job.
You know, you have to get biomechanically engineered to work.
That we say
hey, why do you think my name's this and I'm going to be a miner as well? See,
like in Flash Gordon, when they take the visors off the guys at the end and there are wires in their eyes.
Are you serious, Noon? Are you just making that up now? I know how you say G people.
Odin Munitions.
Odin Munitions Corporation. Cool.
Who's Odin?
What the fuck's that then? Yeah, who's Odin? Is he the
Why has he got his own munitions?
He's probably going. He's probably. It was probably right going. Psst,
He's the godfather.
psst. What's this?
Is he the father of Thor or something? Odin. Thor, no, you shall not pass.
Yeah, he is the father of Thor, but why has he got a munitions?
It's a system.
His son's got a hammer, for crying out loud.
I know, right?
The clue is in there.
That's Brian Chambers, you know.
Oh, it's the system Odin. I see. So it's not. Oh my.
So obvious.
What was it? My
So
costume.
obvious.
Oh, my costume.
He's a war god.
That's kind of cool then. So that's
I didn't
basically
see
saying
the
that
OMC on his back. I just thought you were talking
this
about
is
at the top.
particular systems are going to have like
Over-medicated clowns. He does look like an over-medicated clown.
That's what we all are here. That's what we
So
all are
if
right
if
now.
all this gear is from Odin, then we know that it's haunted for definitely with the first dress and everything the way it's going.
There's something going on in Odin.
Yeah.
Why have you got munitions there? Why is there a corporation for ammunition? And
Over medicated clowns.
So the next one, what's the next one again? This is, I can't really
it's
make
Squadron.
out.
I'm just
Is
playing
Is this
through
Squadron
this.
42 armor? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I don't know.
Go to the next one.
You're
I'm
skipping
not seeing it
ahead,
yet.
man. I gotta wait.
I'm just nipping across.
It says at the top there, skin 25 fear.
That solves the problem.
Doesn't
So
I have
there we
no
go.
idea. I'm guessing Squadron.
Oh, I know what it
42.
was. Wasn't they saying in the description that they were because of the item system, they're going back over the outlaw suits and
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah.
legacy
suits
outfits.
that we've got at the
yeah.
moment. They're going over them and changing them due to the component system that we now got. See, some of us actually listen to ATV.
Boom, there you go, miss. Yeah, the legacy UE pirate armors to bring them up to the current standard first of all, but then allow them
Armor
to be swappable
textures
with
and
the
all
new
that, isn't it,
assets.
as well?
So there you go.
Armor
So yeah,
textures.
so this is basically what we've got now. It's being updated again, bringing it up to the level of what we should be having.
Yeah, and it's like everything.
Boots are terrible.
There's a
again.
poo
Because
flap.
we're going to
down there,
have
did you see that?
well, it's going to be because we can change, aren't we? So we're going to have light armor legs and
looks
heavy
like
armor
fucking-
shoulders
looks-
and stuff. So
looks
they have
like
to split it up.
Looks like hooves on their feet again, riding along like a horsey. They're
Look,
terrible.
we've told you
So-
time and time again, man. It's design some shoes.
I'm
and
gonna
send
have
them in.
to. I'm gonna have to. This
Is some really cool natural hair. Like I see this kind of hairstyles every day.
Oh, so this is cool. They've gone.
I
They've
see
gone for
hairstyles
the,
every day.
So the
Well,
type. The
mine's
type.
definitely in here
What
somewhere.
was you expecting to see?
The mohawk.
Everyday hairstyle.
That whole kind of like ponytail pull back and tight. That was very much 2 years ago.
Top knot fucking.
That was the top knot was 2
Viking,
years
wasn't
ago.
it? See, I'm sure in Vikings they all had that as well.
Yeah.
So- Which Vikings? What, the TV show? Or actual historic Vikings?
Show I'm on about.
I like that.
Around
You-
when the
I was like-
Vikings were there.
I was like, when have you been? I don't know, all of
Blame
you.
yourself.
I was like, Jesus.
Oh, what? Can't you travel back in time?
No.
This is a secret
His ass gets
vampire,
stuck.
immortal. Yeah,
No, they
it's
got
nice
their
to see this.
hairstyles from me, mate. That's what it was. They got their hairstyles from me.
Hipsters will be shot on sight. Yeah. Any top knots, I'm just going to shoot the bastards.
Just slap them on the top of the back of the head on the helmet.
Is
That'll
that,
really
you did
avoid
say
them.
you had a new haircut. Is that what it is? You went through this diagram and picked one and then
Yeah,
went to the
man.
hairdresser and said, I want this, please.
Well, mine's kind of more like this bottom row.
You're
to
the
the
bottom
right.
left, isn't it? Bottom left.
Basically, he got this part cut because that's where the kids could reach. They couldn't
Bottom
get to
right.
the top part when he was in. Well,
Just-
cut the side.
No,
I was
right. There's a
Can we talk
reason.
about that?
The reason why my hair,
on.
the reason why my hair is the way it is because
the female. No, we've done that bit.
You have to explain yourself.
Can anyone see the? Right, wait. See the middle left, far left, and the bottom far right. What's the difference?
Middle left.
nothing. There's no difference on that.
And the bottom right.
None of them are different. None of them are different.
And also the middle bottom. So
no, there is difference. No, there is difference. If you look at this one, so you look at the first one on the middle row, and then the right one, or the first one of the right row, is one's got more of a V going down, where the other one is cut at the top.
No, he's on about the middle left.
Yeah.
And the bottom right. Middle left. Go to the middle left.
Does it matter?
But I noticed the middle, the very centre one.
They're trying to show me a variety, and they've got one that looks exactly the same. I'm just not impressed.
I think they're showing the
That's not variety at all.
It's not. It's the same thing over and over again. Come on.
What's going on there? But why has he got like a blonde part here and then a brown part there? That's just like calling attention to be smacked.
Maybe he's just attention seeking, you know?
Which one am I going to smack in the future?
You're going to get bottled, aren't you? Let's be fair. You come to England, you're going to be like, oh, mate.
Unless
like I remember the time when it was all about ships.
I have to say, the faces do look a bit different as well, which is nice. The bottom right dude, I think I would rather have his face than the guy in the middle. His face looks like the current one. So, yeah.
I think you're going to be able to have some customization, and you're going to be able to, pick, mate. So don't you worry.
Well,
it's going to be what they said. Let me just quote myself. They said that when it comes to hair, there'll be a multitude of styles of hair coming for the upcoming releases, starting with a select group for 3.0. So there'll only be like a handful, maybe 2 handfuls, depending on how big your hands are. You've got like monkey.
What I've just put on now just reminds me of the film Hostel.
You mean this guy in the BDU thing?
I don't know what it is.
The Marine BDU.
This looks like the film Hostel where they wear that kind of like...
Were you staying at the YMCA hostel?
There's a movie called Hostel.
These are like the deck crew, aren't they?
So this is Squadron 42, right?
Yeah, yes. I think so.
Yeah, that's the Marine BDU, I think. Was it?
Yeah. I like this. They've got the shoes correct in this, by the way. Just
the shoes?
The shoes are good.
They've nailed the boots on this.
Bang on the boots!
They've banged on the boots. Well done. Congratulations. Good job, guys.
This is quite nice looking armour.
I like this.
It's more
cool.
of an undersuit, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
That's the Explorer. Oh, no, that's the EVA deck crew, isn't it? They said.
Yeah, so are they saying that and it said it was done or finished or something, so does that mean that the AI are going to EVA outside the ship? Is that what they're saying?
Not for 3.0.
The boots on this one.
Or is this Squadron 42?
This is Squadron 42, yeah. This is all about the address. How are the boots, Madness?
Look at the rest of the costume and then look at the shoes.
They don't really fit, do they? They're
no. It's like he found a cheap pair of Crocs Willie.
He put his wife's on by mistake.
What's wrong with the boots, man?
Fail. No, but no, seriously. No, look at the rest of the costume and then look at the shoes. That's what I'm saying. It don't fit. It looks like something. If you cut him across the knees and you were to then describe what sort of shoes or boots you were thinking, those wouldn't be it.
No, I think
I like
white,
those
to be
boots,
honest.
so I would think of those.
Maybe them in white though, the same colour as the outfit. I think those.
Yeah, that's what I think you mean.
White.
You kind of need to match the same colours.
Yeah.
Told you, man. If you start doing some shoots for him, but you don't listen to me.
Go on to the next image.
Yep. See, look, I've got agreement already. They just don't work. Sorry, moving on. But I do like the rest of it, though. I like the rest of this armor. I think
it does look it's nice to start seeing some more suits and that. And I hope.
Yeah.
I know
that
this is
one
crazy stuff, but hopefully we'll get some different things as well for us to do.
Yeah, that's one of those girls that you don't talk to.
Yeah, you stay away from, and that's maybe what you need those goggles for.
Yeah, to look through the.
Look through that weird kind of hairstyle.
She does have a large head like me, that's for sure.
She's got a big head.
She's got a large. There's a lot of real estate there.
I'm glad I know the hairdresser, because if I didn't, that's probably what my head would have looked like.
Yeah.
You serious, mate? Is that your kind of style there?
No.
I think she's got a big egghead that needs. If you had a hairstyle that's sort of more.
You would go with a longer hair for that type of head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would want to cut. You wouldn't go.
It's just because of the style.
The armor though looks good.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, It looks very protective of the chest area, which looks good.
I bet she's got some expensive shoes on there.
Yeah, I hope so. Heels. Need
They're the
heels.
best shoes you've seen so far.
I tried to think instantly of some female shoes, and I just got Vera Wang.
Oh, this one, the next one was brilliant. They said that the person who modelled it for this was.
Seems to have got a CCTV camera stuck on his shoulder, though.
That is
that's a female.
That's exactly what I was saying. That does look literally like it's been ripped off someone's wall and shoved on their arm.
They ripped off Johnny Five.
Yes.
I'm alive.
It's better than it was though, Liz. It was huge before. It was huge.
So they keep changing that. But what's quite good in that is that if you see in the armor, it's not the Moby glass, but they've got like stats panel in the arm as well.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like like a heart health or oxygen levels or something.
Looks good.
Yeah, they did say they're gonna have diegetic.
Sorry, what was that? Say that again.
Really
like diegetic health and things.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She looks pleased in that pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your health will be on your armor. Like if you ever played Dead Space, he's googling diegetic. I can see his face.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing because I'm like,
if you have diegetic health, it'll be displayed on your armor on the exterior, so you can see it in the game, not just as a piece of UI down on your screen. So it blends into the game. That's what they're trying to do, is create this diegetic experience for UI, so that it feels like it's a part of the game, not just an external UI that is all over the screen and causing issues. Do you get me?
And it also means other people can see it as well.
Let me just I don't even know.
So is that the
I've just seen stuff about.
Is that the Explorer's outfit?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, that's the female explorer outfit. It's quite nice. It's just exactly the same as the male one. There you go. Look, the hang on, let me bring this link up. Am I going to get banned? We'll see.
Oh yeah, you won't be able to do links, mate.
There you go.
It's different to the man's though. If you notice the man's one on which we saw, if you look at it closely, look at how much more kind of like looks like kind of like canvas suit would be my way to describe it. There is, and then if you go to the female explorer,
it's more solid, isn't it?
There's a lot more armor plating. It seems to be going over her arms.
Got to protect the boobs.
Underneath looks like it's not the same kind of casual. So I'm just kind of curious if that's actually the same, if they are the same explorer kind of, or if that's Squadron 42 armor, not actually explorer armor.
Well, yeah, that's why I think it's different.
It's the Explorer. They said the Explorer.
What, in the male one?
No, the female. Oh no, the male one is the Deccan. Yeah, that's not the Explorer.
Okay, cool.
The one with the weird boots.
Yeah. That's Squadron 42, isn't it? That's not actually an Explorer armor.
Yeah, that's the deckhand on board, like the EVA people. Yeah,
I was thinking that was the. I was like, that's not. It doesn't feel like the. Yeah, cool.
You'll probably see some of that armor in the PU eventually, anyways.
Mass Effect, Andromeda, the eyes. CIG don't make that same mistake. Exactly.
No, they've changed the eyes.
I agree.
I don't even think I noticed the eyes, to be honest.
And apart from a few other bug fixes and stuff like that, that's pretty much what ATV had to offer.
Yeah, we don't need to talk anymore about ATV.
What we actually understood.
Yeah.
Did we cover the variables?
With the variables? Which one were the variables?
I think if Miz really wants to do this, I think we should all stand up, leave Miz here.
Yeah, go for
it. How long do you reckon you're going to take, mate?
30 seconds.
All right, mate. See you in about 30 seconds.
Have you got that car, Madness? Bring the car up,
There's the car.
There you go.
You know what? I completely forgot about what the serialized variables are.
There we go, then. There we go. 30 seconds, guys, and we're back.
We're going to take a short break.
Yes. You should take a small intermission whilst Ms. Board. I mean, keeps you entertained.
I can bring up the highlight of
important part of the game. The Roberts brothers, right at the start, said this is an extremely important part of the game.
It is, and it is very important.
Variables.
Bio, you can bring up the car animation.
Important that
there it is.
Extremely important.
The problem is they didn't put any visual stimulation to it, so we ended up just watching a guy talking about something that none of us really understand too much.
It's basically changing the technology that they've got, so
it's going to make the game run smoother. It's going to make
more efficiently.
Yeah, more people can get in the game. It's going to make the FPS better. it's gonna.
The car analogy was down to the fact that they need, because of networking is so complicated for the people that just do networking stuff. But instead of them doing all the networking information, they needed everybody that works on different parts of the game to be able to do networking stuff. So what they did is they basically made a simplified version that anybody can use to make sure they can check that their networking code is correct. And then when they pass it on to everybody else, it all works lovely. And that's why it's the car analogy. They gave them the tools to drive the car without them having to understand what's under the bonnet. Bam! Variables. Let's go.
Go the other way. Miz and Madness do the brothers, the Roberts brothers thing.
I was going to say
Wrong way.
Other way, Madness.
Mac, we could do it. We could do it that way.
I'm looking at the wrong. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean. Am I in the right way now? It's so delayed though.
We should do it in like on 3, 2, 1. We'll go the opposite direction. So ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I think I was in the wrong direction there.
You got the wrong way. It's the opposite.
Do you mean just to temporarily move your cams together?
Anyway, let's move on. Right, so
3, 2,
we've done
1.
Go.
Does that work?
Amazing.
I'm looking at Skype and it makes no sense.
Yeah. Kind of. Not bad. That wasn't bad. It was not great.
I'll add some effects to that. Yeah, I'll cut it.
Yeah, that's
right. Okay, so
the audio cast.
Right, I'm glad we've done that. So we're going to leave ATOV in the race.
ATOV?
Squared.
Yes. We're going to go
around the actual verse.
We're going to go and let's just go around and let's have we're going to go into chat, or is there anything anyone particularly wants to talk about?
No, let's go up to the chat and we'll...
Well, I want to talk a bit more about these variables. Joking.
Hit the mute button. So we've got the diff checker. So this is the latest schedule update. So this was to get everybody super excited. So basically, everything seems to be running reasonably well, what I understand. I mean, there's nothing.
Things completed.
A lot of things. So as of like kind of right now, from what I understand, the Rover is done. The rework Cutlass Black is done. The Devastator shotgun's done. The Arrowhead sniper rifle's done. All are now feature complete. Loads of other things. The derelict ships done.
With the
inhabited derelict ship sites.
Derelict ships, yeah, I was going to say about that because they said about it being inhabited, which I thought I don't really hear much about that in the past. I thought that was really interesting because I don't think they've mentioned anything like that on ATV. So currently they've managed to get it to the. They have.
No, I'm asking. Is that what you mean? You're about the derelict ships being
they're saying
inhabited.
That on the difference checker thing on the new thing, they said it's now they've worked on inhabited derelict ships. So when you go in there, you'll actually see that instead of it just being a shipwreck, there may be signs of someone that had actually been living there, you know, like empty beer bottles, that sort of thing. They said that they wanted to get it ready so that you would maybe find people living on that ship, but they're not there yet. So for now, what we will be seeing is like
habited.
It is inhabited, or it has been, but not.
They've just popped out. They've just popped out. They've just popped down the shops to get something.
Yeah, the local moon.
They're always going to be out at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm off down the moon shop.
Down the pub. Is always down the pub. So that's great. Code bugs. They've fixed that one that they said the critical fault is now fixed. Ooh, phew, that was close. I was really worried about that critical fault. That was concerning me. The conversions to Item 2.0 ships and how they work. The ETA was 27th of June. It was the 16th of June. Is now the 29th. That pesky Item 2.0 delaying everything still, it seems. Surprise, surprise. The UI, now this is really great. So everyone's excited. I think the Moby Glass looks sick. I'm really excited to see it. I think it looks fantastic on the arm. Really, really cool. And it's feature complete now, which is fantastic. Woo! Really good stuff.
Look, that's more diegetic than the current one.
Yeah. So there's been a slight delay to the start date of this feature, which is to do with asteroid physics, I believe. It was the 19th. It's now a few days later, so it doesn't seem like it's a huge delay.
So the only thing I'm not sure on some of these delays that they've put on there, the delay is later than when we or the Evo Cuddy are supposed to get patched. So does that mean the patch is being delayed, or does that mean they're going to add that at a later date? Does that mean the Delta patches are going to be involved and they can update these?
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
Because if not, then they haven't put in that document that the patch is going to be later for Evocati.
I've been told 5 to 7 days from now. Not this coming Wednesday. 5 to 7 days from now, Evocati is going to drop. Yeah,
it's got to be close. 'Cause I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this now, going feature complete again. You know, diffusion, cloud orientated, all this stuff, feature complete. You know, we're talking like a couple days on things now. It's not like
it's going to be either this week or next. It's got to be.
It depends how those delay things delay.
Feature complete.
Did you just say that? Miss?
Rework.
Those delay things delay.
No,
I know he's right.
I know. That's just the way you said it.
Is they said it's going to be done by the 19th. Now they say it's not. It's going to be done a few days later. Now, if that still holds them up and delays even further, then the patch is not going to be 7 days. It's going to be until they get those bits.
Christmas.
Yeah, it's an iterative process.
But the good thing is all the other things are feature complete. It would seem it's down to just a few things now rather than quite a few things. So which means that they can focus more, maybe get a couple more people on to work on these features if they're free. Again, so ground exploration vehicle feature complete, legacy of rework of ships feature complete, minor polish on the railgun feature complete. Just I said a minor polish, so they consider that to be feature complete, which is great.
You got the Scourge?
Maybe it was pretty much done, and then
railgun. Yeah, there might be just a few things they want to tweak on it.
This is feature complete to what they want it at in 3.0. It doesn't mean that they've finished all. Like they're never touching the railgun again. It's finished. It's just working enough for us to give it to you in 3.0.
Yeah,
and that's it. I mean, honestly. That's a lot of green there with feature complete on and very few things holding it up now. So I agree. I think it could be, if
tomorrow.
All things go well.
Tomorrow.
a week Evocati.
I'm already playing
unreasonable. Doesn't seem unreasonable, to be honest.
Do you reckon with 3.0 they're going to get so many more subscribers as well, just to be able to get that?
Yes.
I'm already been subscribing for months now.
This is where they go, only the top tier subscribers do.
Subscribers, you're shit.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's more about how much you play it, isn't it? I think that's more important than subscriber. I'm not sure what the ratio is.
No, not for Evocati. Like, so normally in the past they've been doing that Evocati and then...
Evocati is a completely different thing. It's more about how you report bugs.
Well, the first wave is normally subscribers, isn't it? Or at least they've done that the last few times.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, the last few times they've opened it up to everyone straight away. It was the times before that they've only done subscribers only. So
it'll all depend on how
it was
well
like
the game
made a difference. So
I think they should make it subscribers. I think subscribers make a big contribution, and I think they should be given the privilege to have that opportunity.
Because they do concierge. Sometimes they do concierge players before subscribers, don't they? They've done that before.
Usually, I think the way they put it for the PTU release, it's concierge and subscribers first.
Yeah.
Then it's those who play every patch consistently.
How much you play it,
Yeah, and then it's each wave is after that.
Yeah, I think it's only fair. I think Yeah,
you're rewarded for how much you input into the game, and that's just basic normal ways of rewarding people for what they do. You know. Yeah, I might shove my cock in someone, and that I get rewarded for that.
I don't think it is. People see it as a reward, but not always.
Is that not a reward?
It depends. You can always get something very bad at the end of that as well to take with you.
Button and being crashed out 50 times in a row. It's a reward. Have fun. But yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting.
Ryan's still got sex on the mind there.
I was thinking about sex as well. I don't know what Miz was talking about.
I don't have a clue what he's
Takes him 50 times, then he crashes out. Wow, you're a legend of men.
Somehow that works.
Miz is like, straight over his head.
That's good. Miz was like keeping it sensible for the people that watch it. That's sensible. Is there anyone that watches this that's sensible? Please
I don't
send
think
me
there
private
is.
email.
Apart from
Worth's having some followers, but goodbye everybody.
Yeah. So genuinely for me, that was a really positive schedule report. I'm really excited. I'm thinking literally I think when you say to me 6, 7, 5, 6 days or whatever, I'm thinking 7 days. I'm thinking next week, next Monday, it will be here.
I think we all felt like ATV kind of had that vibe as well, that it was like really pushing towards getting this 3.0 out. we're pretty close to it.
I'm thinking, honestly, this time next Monday,
I'll be playing it and you lot won't.
Yeah, same with. Oh well, I'll definitely be playing
Miz
it.
won't be here for the next podcast.
If they do subscribe us in Concierge, I'll definitely be
now.
here.
I'm ill next Monday.
I'm working next week.
We'll be asking you loads of
It's
questions.
How is my 60-hour week next week? No.
If Miz isn't here, we know it's good. We know it's good.
That's true. Yeah.
If Miz is here, we know it's shit, and we should literally get all our money back.
Yeah,
be like, I played it for 20 minutes and I don't like it. It's rubbish.
We can all talk shit about him now as well because he's a cunt. What?
Bastard. The next big piece of news is the Xeon, however you want to call it,
Xeon
Nox sale begins Friday, June the 23rd, and it will be $40 for
I'm not going to load up the image because you just basically said it.
Load up the freaking image. That's what your job is.
Load it up.
Fail.
One thing you got to do.
No, this is to show.
Peek. It's
this
the
is
one
to show
image that we've got, and you're not going to show it.
This is to show legitimacy. That
everyone's going to buy it as an LTI token.
Yes, exactly.
But I think it might be. I think it might have a bit of scope to it. I like the idea of it. I mean, we haven't really seen. No. Have you seen the one on Reddit? Have you seen the pictures of it on Reddit?
Yes, the little tiny kind of the one we showed before last week.
Within a bubble, so it's. I don't know if
the
you
one with the nose. You mean the nose? The
not
nose
just the nose, the actual shape of it. And
I think we had it last week. I'm not sure. Is it kind of like black and blue and purpley kind of weird colours and stuff in a box?
Yeah, like damage state.
Fine. Let me just find it. You carry on
talking. we might have already got it from last week because we were so ahead of the game.
Yeah.
I was saying the Nox was going to be.
I think Bio's refusing to show it, so Nexus.
I just did show it
for you.
I just showed it.
He showed the link.
You sound really defensive there, Bio.
Well, yeah, because Miss is like
the true sign of a liar.
Yeah.
Miss is like this at the time I put it on, then he goes, "Oh, he didn't do it."
What, you showed it for 2 seconds?
I showed it for more than 2 seconds. You just spaced out.
I thought we were still talking about it. Sorry. Anyway.
You mean this one? You mean the one with the guy standing looking at the screen, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but it's got like the logos.
Purple. Oh no, maybe thinking something different then.
Of like where the seat is, the windshield, the exhaust, the rear, the nose.
Ooh, you might have something different.
It's the same picture of the guy looking at the screen, but it's sort of. How do I give you an image? Should I put it in Discord?
Yeah.
And then Bio can figure out how to put it into the actual.
Because I've seen this. I'll post the link in the
NFC podcast.
I've seen this one, which is
we're rebranding.
The clearance level ultra holders only, whatever that.
Oh, that one, yeah, where you can see when it's going to release the next section.
It looks like it's got like it looks like Boba Fett's face is kind of imprinted into the front of it. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
There's a bit like someone slammed his head into it.
It's like flattened. He's been crashed into the front. But there's that, which looks quite cool.
You see that, Bio?
Hang on, I'm getting the image up now.
But I was struggling when I see that. When I see that, and then I see the.
That don't look the same.
That don't look the same. Where did you learn English?
When I see that,
it doesn't look the same.
Yeah, this is the thing. That's when I say, yeah, exactly that. I didn't quite see how they get that from the right to the left.
When the other one looks more like.
Yeah, it's changed.
Shape. And then there's no elongated bit, whereas on the sneak peek you got behind the nose where they've labelled exhaust.
Yeah.
That whole bit's the nose.
Is that the nose or the back of it?
Because they put exhaust there, and then because of the angle.
Yeah, but if you look at it though, it kind of makes more sense. The nose with this red bubble around it is kind of difficult to make out completely.
From the look of this picture, so the way the seat is, if the seat is the way it is, it means that you lean forward. So that front bit of that seat is up against your stomach. So it's more like a kind of like a chopper style bike where you can either sit back or sit forward.
Yeah.
You've got the handlebars more along here by the looks of things, where the throttle, because there's the HUD. If you look, there's like a box here where it looks like the HUD, and then it comes down on the nose. And it's basically kind of it looks like a proper like a motorbike but / hover bike. That's what it looks like from this kind of point of view. So if you think of like like a Harley Davidson Cruiser cross between a Star Wars hover bike. You know, those sand races, whatever they're called. That's what you can probably imagine. That's what it's kind of mixed in with.
It didn't really clear up
anything because it's breaking my NDA.
Oh, you know.
So.
You know as well.
Yeah, Bio and Miz and you all probably seen this. I'm the only one in the dark on this shit.
No, I don't think I've seen this.
Yes, we did.
Have we?
Such a bunch of liars. They've seen it all. They know exactly what it looks like, boys and girls.
No
I don't know. We don't.
They know exactly.
I don't know what Principal's on about. I'm going to ask him after this fucking podcast.
I'm not going to. I'm not saying anything.
They know exactly what it looks like.
I must have been drunk last time we spoke.
Obviously didn't take much attention in the
No, I didn't.
But I'm excited to see it, and I hope it looks.
It's the same as a certain person's already
badass.
seen the 600i.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, yeah. No, I think I know what you're talking about now. Sorry, but not to do with the 600, but yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Ooh, people seen 600
No, I haven't.
No,
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Whatever you're welcome, sir.
In my dreams.
Anyway,
right.
So, is anyone getting the Nox?
All right, Citizen Con is. What the Nox to buy? Oh, I'm tempted to buy one now, and maybe another one.
Yeah, I think I will definitely because I like.
Is it going to be faster than the Dragonfly?
I reckon it will.
Pick one up for a giveaway. I don't have any use for one. I like the idea of having a Dragonfly for the Caterpillar. Whether or not I can fit a Nox in the Caterpillar, I don't know. But I'd like to do one for a giveaway.
I hope.
Why would you have the Dragonfly over the Nox?
I don't know.
I don't know. Got a weapon?
We haven't seen anything on it. We don't know any stats on it. We don't know how big
you can shit in the saddlebag.
Do you reckon the Nox will even fly in space? Or would it just be a planet vehicle?
I think it'll be the same as the Dragonfly in that circumstance.
Yeah. I don't see the point of making it less.
Open canopy has to be the same all the way around. I don't think they can... Yeah, like you say, they can't
It's going to match all the other bikes, aren't they?
It's not going to make... Unless you get a suit that can go through atmosphere. It'd be like living in England right now.
So yeah, Citizen Con tickets.
Yeah, Citizen Con. Just Citizen Con. Who's going? Any of you guys? Mac, are you going?
Hell yeah, I'm going.
Oh, good man.
See,
I in the door because I won't get a ticket.
I wish I could go.
I don't own a passport, so I've never been abroad.
Bio, get a fucking passport. How old are you now?
Excuse. That is like the worst excuse I've ever heard.
I'm 28.
About 6 months till.
You're 28. You're
29. 29 next month.
Get a passport.
Yeah.
Ask your mum for a passport for your birthday.
See, this is the funniest thing. Like I mentioned this in my stream last night, that I will be. My mum's going to be filling it out for me.
I'd love to see.
I think that's it. He's 12. He can't afford.
We have to go because I want to see you guys do an IRL stream with Bio getting on a plane for the first time. Oh,
interesting.
Oh my god, that would be brilliant. Pay to see that. That would, his hands clinging onto the side. What's going on?
Not the steps.
Last flight I was on, I actually thought my wine was going to bounce off of the fucking... When we was coming into land, it was like...
Are you going, Miz?
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes, he is. We're going to make sure he gets
I'd like to, but it all depends on these tickets, doesn't it, really? Like, there's a few of them.
I don't think it's as bad as we think it is.
How much
do they cost?
Did you find about 56 quid for a flight?
Oh, that's about 90. Well, if you want to go to the main airport, it's about 90 quid return, so it's not too
90
bad.
quid, and then the cost of a hotel?
Yeah.
It's more about booking them quick though with hotels.
Well, the hotel's going to be similar to Britain, I think.
It all depends on the sort of star of the hotel.
€7 a night.
Yeah, it's going to book up. Yeah, exactly. I think you book it up quick and early, you'll get a good place for a cheap price. But if you wait long and leave it last minute, then you're screwed.
But it's not Gamescom, so you're not going to be paying extortionate prices.
That's true.
See, I'm thinking of just buying a ticket, trying to get a passport sorted. If I don't, then I can easily just sell the ticket. So it's not a problem.
Buy a ticket regardless. Being streamers, you can crowdfund your way there. Do it.
I won't be either, probably. Bristol boy, I've got a kitchen to build and a wife to appease, so it's never going to happen.
There you go. Hire someone and just stay in bed for a week, and then fine.
Fake it. Pretend I'm going on a business trip, love, this weekend.
Find someone at these shoes in Frankfurt, you'll be fine.
I have a very important client I need to meet. Pictures of me on YouTube. Woo! Come back. Yeah, guess what? I won a new competition again. Yay! Oh,
yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to go. I think the hard bit is going to get the tickets.
I don't think it's going to be that hard. Don't forget, the Americans are not likely to go to this because the expense is a lot. I think it's going to be a case of just be there for the exact time the tickets go on sale. Casually go through it. Don't stress about it, and you'll get it.
A little plug for the Americans. Captain Z-Man and I think Sophie Girl and a few others are hosting a CitizenCon event. They changed the name, and I haven't got the details because this is just on the top of my head. But they are doing it at the same time as CitizenCon. So if you are in America and you can't make the one in Frankfurt, they are doing that. You can go and see that instead.
Yeah, like a watch party.
We'll get the link for that.
I think they're all getting together and having a watch party and everything else. So yeah.
Cool. We'll get the link for that.
I want to know when CitizenCon's going to be in the UK again. Because if it's going to be next year and they can say that, then that'd be awesome to know.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
How would that affect BritainCon though? If they have a CitizenCon,
Did I say Captain Z-Man? Sorry, Commander.
I guess you just go both. You just go to both, wouldn't you? You'd go.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Because one's at one time of the year, the other one's different year, so it's fine. Yeah. Sorry, ignore me. That's fine. I was just thinking out loud. The next thing was hairstyles that match real life. This was a bit of fun. I saw.
Okay.
So the female character's hair does seem to be modelled very similar to Erin's. I don't know if anyone noticed that before.
Where are we looking? The fuck is this?
On TV. So this was in the chat section.
Max is he chatting up Toby at the moment.
So Bio's on it. I'm sure he's on the case right now. Yeah, underneath citizen tickets. Underneath. If anyone wants tickets, by the way, I have the link here.
If anyone wants tickets, tough. We got to buy them first, then you can buy yours.
Here it is.
Oh yeah, hairstyles. Okay, then. What the fuck is this?
So did anyone see that? Has anyone seen that before? You've got Erin's hair, basically.
They're pretty.
Kind of.
I was like, that's pretty close. Like whoever was like really spot on to notice that. I was like quite impressed. Like someone.
I think it's more the black lady has a dyke haircut. That's as far as we can go with that.
Controversial. I know. Do you know how far her eyes are apart, though? She's got really far apart eyes, don't you think?
I think they should really swap eyes, and then it would be fine. It would be perfect.
They are
for each
really
other.
far apart. I mean, my mum always said, "Never trust somebody's eyes too close."
Never trust anybody with their eyes too close.
Too close. Yeah, no. But
who are the furthest away eyes?
Those are pretty far away.
What about unibrows? I think they should be a thing.
They need to be a thing. For female characters.
They need to be shot.
For female characters, I mean, the making was the female characters dead ugly anyway, so stick a couple monobrows in, that's what I said.
Yeah, what's with this whole dyke outfit thing going on? It's like they've got the mohawk, we've got this. Can't we just get normal looking women in the game?
You mean smoking hot ones?
Wow.
Smoking hot female characters.
Not that, not just that. Just
yeah. You didn't realise what you just said.
No. They've got plenty of normal. They've got
by the podcast in any shape or form.
It's like, no, I get it. That a lot of girls like to be masculine. They like to show that they are powerful, and women are powerful. But
especially when
not everyone looks. In 900 years in the future, is that how it's all going to be? Women are going to look like men.
We want Wonder Woman style women. This is what you mean, really?
I just want normal looking women, just to make it look normal.
I don't really want normal looking women. I just want smoking hot women. Everyone needs
let's move on to the next topic.
So the next one is torpedoes. Torpedoes. This was a really, really cool video that I found, which sums up why torpedoes in the game at the moment, for me, are pay to win and broken. So roll it, please.
This is why I get messed up by them.
This is why torpedoes. So make this full screen, and this will make you chuckle. Look at that torpedo.
Go.
You know what this reminded me of? If any of you have seen Guardians of the Galaxy, where he's got that little pen and he plays the whistle and the pen flies everywhere.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that looks like.
It's more of an annoyance than a torpedo.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Okay, so a size 9 torpedo on a tally. Obviously, it's got cross-section scanning, which is a nightmare to get rid of as it is. But if you notice, he's jumped away, by the way, and it's still followed him, and it's found it. So that's the first bug. But the second bug, if you just notice it, why the hell is a torpedo able to move like a size 1 torpedo, a size 9 like floating around? That's ridiculous.
Basically, what it's doing is it's that new targeting system where you can pick a component and it's looking for that component.
Exactly.
It's
like, but the person who's fired it is like changing it halfway through. Like, no, here, no, there, no, this one, gone. And then eventually it fires its load.
The thing that we figured out a way of kind of avoiding most torpedoes now, which is fantastic, which I won't share because everyone will know about it. But the size 9, the cross-section torpedo, is still tricky and to get away of, and it's still very, very difficult to avoid. But it's so funny when you see, I literally read now people's comments in chat now when I avoid 4 of them or 5 torpedoes, and they literally go, huh? How the fuck did that happen? How did I not kill you? I paid $275 to kill you. How the fuck did that? You know what I mean? It's like, and you just go, well, get good, buddy. Scrub. Learn how to shoot with guns rather than rely on torpedoes. You know.
The ship.
You know, it's just like it makes me quite salty. Torpedoes, as you can tell. They're very
salty. Yeah.
And I look forward to them fixing it. I like to bring it up every so often just to remind CIG they need to balance those things and improve on them. They should only hit large. That's
definitely like those, and the Rattlers can be kind of like overpowering at times.
We do not. I mean, I was in a game and I had three tallies appeared and 2 gladiators to try and kill me.
Gladi
as a PE. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you have like multiple torpedoes going?
Yeah, I avoided 6 of them.
Once the actual appropriate cost for missiles comes in, people would probably less spam them because they're going to be expensive to replace.
Oh, well, everyone says that, but they need to fix the mechanics of them first, not just rely on the cost only. It's bad, in my opinion, if you just rely on the cost of them.
Yeah, when the cost comes in, it'll be fine. No one's going to fire them.
Yeah, it's like, hang on a minute, they just spent $275 on the bloody spaceship. You think they care about buying credits to fund their habit of killing people? I don't think so. So the next thing is
that what we're on about? Or are you going to do atmosphere?
Games, yeah. So right, okay. So this is a little conversation thing that I picked up earlier. So Gamescom 2016. Now we know that this is demo and this is what they presented to us. So if you look at this is the video. So the first video that Bio will bring up. This was 2016. This was Gamescom's. I guess this is like proof of concept is their word that they'd like to use to describe it. So they showed this to us almost 9 to 10 months ago, the atmosphere conditions. Now the next one, they showed us this on the 11th of May 2017, ATV, saying that this is a work in progress atmosphere effect improvement.
Where's the next one?
So you'll see the next one. Bio will key up the next one for you. I didn't have time, unfortunately. I wanted to get into Adobe After Effects, but Adobe Premiere, sorry, to try and clip them 2 together. But I'm not great at.
Oh, I see. It's like lion's mane.
So you notice, if you notice on the next one, the actual. Yeah, so the Gladius, if you notice, they've added a little bit of a trail to the back and they've deepened the kind of the burn on it. But in terms of actual, I was like, that's not.
I don't see an improvement.
I was like, okay.
I think
that's 9 months later. Okay.
What the
if
improvement
one person's been working on that.
If you remember what the improvement is on this video, is they're saying depending on the speed you enter the atmosphere, depends on how it looks. Before it was just one image, one set effect. Now
they said that. They didn't show me that though.
Yeah, they did.
They did mention that.
At the very start, they're going in slow.
Yeah, if you look at that, it's a small shimmer and then it gets bigger.
So this was a big improvement because they were working on the way of making it look different at different stages.
So it's more dynamic. It's not a case of this is the one set image we have for atmospheric entry. It's more, it will change depending on the speed.
And it looks different on
and
each ship
the atmosphere as well of the planet itself, I think they said. I don't know if I made that up in my head. But I think they said the atmosphere of the actual planet will change.
Okay.
Depending on the dense of it, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, the density of the atmosphere.
Okay. Next one, Gamescom, published 19th of August 2016. This is the Levski. So if you look at this, is the Levski station. I want to say they did quite a lot on the Levski, and I have other videos that I'll do later. I'm going to do a YouTube video on this stuff. Again, by the way, I'm not trying to pick holes. I'm just showing what they showed us as proof of concept versus what they've delivered now. This is very much about understanding games development, what they show us as demos, and why it takes so long, and all this stuff, and what they've done and stuff. So this is very much just I've never made a game, so I have no idea. So
no, you haven't.
So this was the Levski. So you can kind of see what they've got there. So you see the floor. Just make a note of the floor at the bottom. Look at the buildings and all the rest of it. This is the kind of the general kind of quality that they produced.
And the lighting wasn't great in this.
Yeah, look at the lighting and the details. And I mean, this was still impressive. Okay, like I was watched it again, and I was like, wow. So if you go to the Levski, published on May the 4th, 2017, ATV. So this is just a clip that I've taken from that, and this kind of like shows you the improvements, as it were.
I think the difference is what they've been working on for Levski, rather than the interior, what we're seeing here, is more they're working on the exterior, adding the garages, adding bigger mining equipment to make it feel a bit more superior, and adding another lobby for the garage level. So this hasn't changed much at all. I don't know why they showed us this, because we've already seen all this.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, well, they've improved the lighting. The render looks a bit nicer. It looks a bit sharper.
When you're looking at the window as well, it looks. You see much more as well, because before, remember the first video you said we showed it was a bit more what's directly at the window, not what's in the distance. And now, if you look closer, you can see more in the distance, and all the different like the hills.
I think a big part is the lighting.
They have expanded Levski.
We've seen the improvement on the lighting even so far in 2.6. So. They've probably improved the lighting and atmospheric effects.
So, Henrik, you talk about the flames. By the way, the flames were in 2016. You'll see that in the next video. Fire and Levski Gamescom Press. In 2016, they already had flames firing out of things. And then in the latest ATV, they showed it as if it was like this new concept. They'd already done it.
I think this is different. I think they've changed. This whole lighting thing I don't think we've seen that in Levski yet. What we've seen in the previous two videos just now, I don't think that's the new lighting mechanic.
Yeah, this is, again, it's the subtlety. I think a lot of it is very subtle changes. I think it's a lot of very, very clever things that have gone on, but it seems very subtle. So if the next one is Fire and Levski Gamescom Press, again, 2016, and then this is again just to show what the current state of the world looked like, what they were proposing we would get, meant to be for Christmas, but we're now in June, July, whatever. So if Bio will bring that one up, and then you'll see also, if you notice that this is Gamescom, so you'll see the kind of the mining thing sticking out, producing fire as well, sticking out the top. So you'll see, look, there they are already. This is on the games. Yeah. So this already shows. So you can already see this is so they kind of said that they've been doing fire and stuff, and I was like, well, you kind of already did it.
I think they've just they've made it better.
It a lot better, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you look at the latest, it was only a small snippet, the latest bit of Levski, where they showed the fire coming out of the latest bit of it.
I couldn't find it. That's the reason I was quite annoyed. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it.
I'll find it for next time. Hopefully.
I was trying to find it. It was irritating. I couldn't find it in the ATVs to find that very small snippet to compare it to. But again, that just shows you kind of, again, they had the screen HUD thing, which I thought was quite interesting. When we saw the Mark Hamill, somebody had actually added the Mark Hamill video clip to the thing.
Yeah.
So do I think they did nothing for the last few months, or what is your point? My point is I'm just trying to look at what they suggested that they were going to do for Gamescom and what they've actually achieved. If you actually look at the what we're going to get for 3.0, it's far greater than what they originally proposed. We're getting so much more. We're getting so many more ships. We're getting so many more.
So what I said to you earlier when we was discussing.
It's just a conversation. It's nothing more than that.
A lot of the recent ATVs and updates that we've been getting have been basically a lot of technical stuff. So I think even last year at BritainCon, Brian talked about the technical tools that they were making for the planetary works, and that it was so that the developers could then use that planetary tech to add the forests and the trees and the mountains and everything like really quickly. And so a lot of the work's been making these tools so they can then give them to different people in different departments who can then make the game quicker. So a lot of the stuff we've been seeing is it's been, again, not going to the variables, but the thing that they did is that's a tool that they can give to somebody else to use, and then they can then check their own work, which speeds up the whole process, basically. So I think a lot of the work, because they've started from a company that had nothing, and they've been using the tools that from the CryEngine and Lumberyard and everything, they've had to redesign certain things so that they can then use them. And I think a lot of the work has been going on in that. And these recent ATVs that have been more technical for us to understand, that's what they're trying to prove and say, is that we've now completed this rigging tool that will allow us to rig 10 times faster. We've employed this network code that now allows us to do all the network stuff we wanted to do. So there's a hell of a lot of that stuff that they've been working on that we haven't seen compared to, say, visual changes. Although, we've seen a lot of visual changes with the lighting and stuff. But that's down to, I think we did a whole podcast on the lighting and that smoke effect and everything else. That was stuff that they did a tool that then can be used by other people, which makes it 10 times quicker for them to then recreate that. Again, the same with the outposts.
When me and Miz were talking about this before, and we were saying that the only issue we have is that we had item 1.0, we've now got item 2.0. You know, the concern is we hope that they build the frame and they stick with this framework now for the foreseeable future. They don't go suddenly we need to do item 3.0, screw it up and throw it out, and then suddenly delay it again. It's like, at some point you have to stick with something, and to deliver something, because you can't just keep scribbling up and throwing it away.
It's like feature creeping, isn't it? There were, Star Citizen were very much, and Chris Roberts especially was accused of feature creeping, which he was. It's the idea of constantly trying to get better out of something instead of releasing something now. And they go through stages of this constantly where they feature creep and then they finally release something. But then they spend ages feature creeping. We don't see anything for months. And then they finally release it. I think it's more down to Chris Roberts' perfection OCD sort of thing where he wants it to be perfect. But the fact is we're all waiting for this. And we don't mind seeing it imperfect. We like to see the building blocks of it. And I think that's very important in what they're trying to present to us. And if they showed us that, it would actually get a lot of people who are very much at the moment sort of thinking this is a scam to be like, okay, we can see the processes, we can see the dilemmas and the hold-ups, but we're seeing the progression. Instead of just waiting and saying, here we go, everything's fine. They need to get it out as much as possible.
I'm hoping things like like we talk about the Delta Patcher and things like that, once they've got the base item 2.0 and everything settled, with the Delta Patcher being introduced, they will be able to add their polishes and things to make it the way they want it. So
there is a sort of secondary thing with that though. Like, it's all right saying, "Oh, why don't you just release it as you've got it without changing it?" But we're already getting these issues now where people are complaining about balance of ships, how things aren't working, and what they're trying to say is that's the problem. If they release everything as it is, and then you say you deal with it, we'll change it later, you get so much complaint. But instead of getting people saying, "Oh, this bug's here and this bug's there," people are too busy saying, "Well, that's not balanced, and I shouldn't be able to hit in with one shot, and this gun's not working as it should be." Whereas they know it's not working and it's not doing it, but they want to get bug reports. They don't want to hear you say, "My ship's not balanced, my ship's shit."
I think the fact is you can't please everyone, but you've got to please the ones who are paying the most money into the game. Fuck those who are on the fence thinking, "Oh, I might back it later." They don't matter to the game development at the moment, because Chris Roberts needs to please the people who are paying the money to get the game developed, and that's where the importance is. Obviously, these people who don't pay for the money right now are important, and they will have their say later, but we are expecting a certain thing. He said it's open development. They need to prove that. They need to show us exactly what they're working on all the time. Not 100%.
Well, yes and no. It's open development, but you're not making the game. They said
I know.
At the very, very start that this is Chris Roberts' dream, and we are playing what Chris Roberts wants. So although it's open development, it's only open development that you can see what's going on. It's not like, although we feel that we should have an influence, that's actually not what they're saying. Chris Roberts has already said, you're funding me to build a game that I want, and you either want that or don't.
No, I don't expect an influence in the game at all. I don't expect my words to influence how the game is developed. I expect an open development. I expect them to show us.
I do.
I think to a certain point.
I want to have a voice on the things.
I'm paying for Chris Roberts' vision. I'm paying for Chris Roberts' vision. I don't care what I think. I think what he thinks is important. But we have paid in for an open development game.
Trust me.
And I think they need to show us what they're working on.
You know,
and I think they hold back a little too much. And I think it's down to Chris Roberts' ideas of, I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to give away too much just yet.
Well, they listen to Madness because he's the Manchester UK champion. So they're going to listen to him a bit.
Teamwork is better. More people make better product. They really do.
Not always.
Yes, they do. Honestly, they really do.
You get too many cooks in the kitchen.
You've got him at the top. At the end of the day, you've got him at the top to make the final. You always need that person to make the executive decisions and stuff. I agree completely. But in terms of having more information is better. Less info, just having one person's narrow mindset on things is great. But you need, honestly, things in Star Wars, for example, Star Wars was as good as Star Wars was, not just because of George Lucas. George Lucas was the genius behind it, but ultimately there was a huge team of people working on that, coming up with and adding things to his original vision, and that's what we have here. We've got Chris Roberts at the top, the equivalent of George Lucas. He's got the vision, he's got the ideas, he makes the executive decisions, and then we have all of this underneath in terms of his team, and then he has all of us playing the game, adding input and giving them ideas, and I think that's a great thing for the game.
I think having input, but to think of it that everybody's voice should be heard. Otherwise, you're going to get things like you just said earlier, where you get a targeting system that targets wherever you want. Like, people can suggest ideas, but you don't want them to take. Like, I've been in so many MMOs where basically what they do is the people that shout the loudest on the forum, that's what happens, and you get all these games that get dumbed down because everybody thinks they've got their voice and everybody thinks that they're entitled to be heard. It's we're trusting them to develop a game. Yes, we give feedback, we give input, but we shouldn't be the ones telling you, I don't like the way that Nox is. I demand that it's different.
I think that's why
we should not be demanding things are different.
I think that's why it's important that when, for example, people who are got a good voice and stuff, if we disagree with them, we should be not afraid to say, actually, that person said, like I would say with Noobify making that comment, I disagree completely, and I will voice my opinion that I disagree with him. I think his video contents are fantastic, but in that instance, in that specific thing, I think that was a bad shout, and I hope that I will say that so that people will listen as well. And I think it's important as a community. That's why it's great, this game. We have that platform to be able to communicate that information, and I think we should keep doing that, even if it may not make a difference. I think it's good that we can kind of, at least, there's not many other games that you'll be able to make that kind of. I mean, even if you look at E3, for example, with the new Star Wars Battlefront, is it, or Battlefield?
Battlefront 2.
You know, they started off by saying we've had feedback, and then they said some of the feedback has been this, and then some of it is being constructive with a kind of a wry smile, basically saying about all the feedback's been it's been shit, and they actually had to go away and listen, and they rebuilt the game completely around, and they're now bringing out the game. DLCs are free. They're really trying to get people back and push into.
It does look good though.
It does look good, but again, it's just like people are going to be very wary of it now because of the previous game being so shit. So they have to do all these things to get them back into it.
In that analogy, that's why Star Citizen doesn't want to Chris Roberts doesn't want to release a game saying, well, don't worry, we're updating it later, because too many people are going to be going, well, this is shit. I won't bother looking at this game again.
Well,
now,
kind of already
what
happened.
You're saying
Star Marine.
Well, yeah, well, we do, but you can't do that with everything.
What did Noob say? What did he actually say?
Oh no, it was just talking about the he just mentioned that was about the targeting system. I only have all the videos he's done. It's only that, and I think they said something about an eclipse. But the only thing is that about having a targeting system where you target particular parts of the ship. I was like, only for missiles. If you're doing it for guns, I think that's a terrible idea. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Anyway, moving on, because that's really interesting. But I wanted to talk about moons as well, Miz, if that's all right. Unless you wanted to.
No, you can talk about moons, that's fine.
So I wanted to show the difference about, again, what we're expecting about. This is about to do with, in 2017, this is April, moons were published. I wanted to show what potentially we're getting. So, you know, really beautiful. It has music as well.
It's got rocks.
It's got rocks. And I was like, you know, it's very true to kind of what a moon would be like in real life. It's really nice. Don't get me wrong. It looks lovely. It's got the you know, it looks looks lovely. I mean, when I land on that, I'm going to really feel as if I'm in Christopher Nolan's type of sci-fi world, you know, in terms of kind of a barren-esque kind of wasteland and stuff. Looks fantastic. But then a game was released recently at E3, which is called Anthem.
Oh wow, yeah, that looks beautiful.
Okay. And so this kind of got me thinking about what our expectations are in terms of kind of space and kind of like what do most people want from a space game versus what we potentially are getting currently for this. Now, if you go on the next one, which says Anthem Lush Worlds, this again should show you the
This is Anthem now. So
okay, so now
this is Anthem, guys, not Star Citizen. Anthem.
Yeah. So this is going to be for 2018. So this is a year away release, and we're going to get access to this. Okay. And also it shows the hustle and bustle of the environment that we've all been kind of desperately wanting for the game. This is the kind of again, it just shows, in my opinion, just that initial kind of like view. There's more to this video. I'll link some other things. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's E3, it's Anthem, it's BioWare's latest game. It looks amazing. But that first shot when he walks out over to the planet, and there's other ones him flying through with his exosuit, and oh my god, it looks amazing. Really excited to play it. But it just felt for me like they're kind of like cracking on with this, and in a year's time we're going to have this game using the Frostbite engine. And okay, it's going to have a more of a linear. It's not going to have the open world aspect that Star Citizen has, but in terms of the world that I was looking at, I was immediately more engrossed in terms of like it visually. It had lush planets. There's green. You'll see there's other greenery on there. It just looked more enticing than a barren wasteland of a moon.
Mm.
I mean, the fact is that that's a planet. We've been seeing moons. I think eventually we will be getting this. This is the standard, hopefully, that they're aiming for. Again, it's down to development. That's like you said. They've crafted one planet, and only that little sphere that you can visually see. You're not going to say, well, actually, I want to just diverge and go off in that direction and find out what the planet's got, because you're probably restricted.
Do we think we're going to see that type of level of detail for Gamescom this year, which is kind of where I was going to get to it? Do we think we're going to get to see a lush kind of like planet system for Gamescom?
Do you mean Anthem style?
Not Anthem style, but you know what I mean? Are we going to see
that sort of detail?
Are we going to see that type of like lush? They showed us a bit of it in the desert. Yeah, I know they showed us a bit in the CitizenCon demo, but it still seemed quite lacking, would be the way I'd describe it, Toby. I know what you're saying.
Seen anything.
Yeah. And I was mean for what we saw on the Homestead demo, that's not quite like Crysis 3 level like Chris Roberts has said it's going to be.
Yeah.
I think eventually we will. Like when you look at the quality of landscapes in the Homestead demo, it looks the stonework. It looks very much like Battlefield 1. So the level of detail is there. But we haven't seen lush planets yet. We've seen a little bit with the Homestead demo, with the trees and things, but I don't think
trees, isn't it?
Yeah, and it wasn't really fully implemented to what it's capable of. I expect when I see Anthem, I expect that we will see something similar to that in Star Citizen eventually. But I think they're still working on vegetation. They're still working on flora. And it will come, but I don't know when. It'll be a case of, at the moment, we have these three very similar not like similar in the sense that, one's rocky, one's ice, but they are very similar in geometry. There's not really a great scale of difference there. There's no vegetation on any of these moons, which is the biggest.
We have seen the last Gamescom when they showed off the planetary creation tools. We have seen them put in creatures and put in like a little pond and a landing zone. So, so I think what Madness is trying to say is this is what we're looking at getting at 3.0.
Yeah.
But what do you think we're going to get at Gamescom? Do you think we're going to get further than that? Do you think we're going to see maybe not quite to the Anthem level, but do you think we're going to start seeing some greenery? Because I think we definitely will.
We haven't seen it yet, haven't we? That's the one thing that they have not shown us is a full lush planet. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something along those lines. I think it's more going to be styled towards... Or a city, like ArtCore.
Like a full city planet, like a really big, exactly, a much more expanded ArtCore that's going to be fully that would be like, I'm just thinking like for Gamescom, I'm thinking because they showed us, that's what my point was, is like, that's what we got for Gamescom last year, okay? And look at what they're going to deliver for 3.0, that and above. So what are they going to show this
Gamescom? This year? Yeah, are we going to have something else that's blow our minds, or are we going to have the holiday disappointment stream?
Well, this is, yeah, exactly. That's kind of a, I'm trying to build a little bit of excitement here, guys, because I'm excited.
I think the Gamescoms, all of them have always showed something pretty.
Yeah, Gamescom's been pretty exciting. I mean, CitizenCon's been all right. It's the holiday live streams, the little minor live streams they do, which tend to be a bit more disappointing. The only disappointment with CitizenCon, wasn't it, that they didn't show off Squadron 42? They changed the mind with the vertical slice. They removed it completely, and they didn't say anything beforehand. That was the problem.
Yeah, we was all expecting it. It was
if they just said,
you're definitely going to be showing it now.
We're not going to do it. If they just said, we haven't got it, we're not going to do it, don't get hyped for it. They waited until the end, and it had all gone, and we were like, where's the vertical slice? And then they said afterwards, it was a decider between that and the Homestead. But it means that the vertical slice was close, but from what I understand, they've completely scrapped that now. It's never going to come. It's going to be basically a trailer. No, I think they said quite like we were talking about earlier. They said they are not going to do the vertical slice anymore. It's not going to happen. It's going to be basically maybe a trailer for Squadron 42, and then they're going to release it. Or they'll announce the release.
Yeah.
They said they're not going to do a vertical slice. And a vertical slice is just one full level complete.
Yeah.
With everything complete.
Was a bad thing to have shown off anyway.
You'd have thought they'd have shown you gameplay, though, because that's what they normally do for a game demo.
They've done it before, haven't they?
And then the gameplay demo.
I mean, they've done it with the Morotor. They did it with the Morotor. They said that was basically part of the level, but they've said since then it's changed completely for the Morotor. So the Morotor is no longer the standard for what we will see in Squadron 42.
Yeah, and I think that's why they don't want to show it off, because I think when they did that interview with Chris and he apologized for something, and the disappointment he's got that you saw the Morotor before.
Yeah,
it was so like, that's just not what I was gaming for. And you can tell he was really pissed off. So I think he doesn't want to again do the same, show something off in Gamescom, and then like a Squadron 42 vertical slice, and then it will all change. And I mean, they've kind of got a really different way compared to other games, because they're developing kind of two games at once. What we're seeing in Star Citizen is equivalent to what you're going to see in Squadron 42 anyway. Like the animations, the movement, the armor, and everything. It's based in the same universe, the same game. So they kind of don't need to show off Squadron 42, because they can show it all off in Star Citizen, and we're playing what we're going to see in Squadron 42, apart from like the storylines. And so, like, we know that a lot of the holdback from Squadron 42 has been because they've been developing these new tools, developing the smoke effects, like we saw the other day, the animation when it went from the jagged, squared walking around to the more curved walking around the ship.
Yeah,
now, that's going to be that. You can tell that's going to that's not just a Star Citizen animation. That's something that affects Squadron 42.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes coming that will make the game feel completely different from what we already play now, and it's coming for 3.0. But Squadron 42 is going to be.
Aren't specific to Star Citizen. No. They are, and that's why Squadron 42 has been delayed, because these improvements that they're making for Star Citizen is actually what going on. We need to put that in Squadron 42. We can't not have that in Squadron 42.
Well, Squadron 42 is going to sell Star Citizen. Yeah. That's what's important about it. They need to make sure that what they present in Squadron 42 is going to be a direct representation of Star Citizen. Otherwise, people aren't going to buy it.
But if some of these updates that we're getting in 3.0 are good enough, is that not going to help sell Squadron 42?
Oh, yeah, it works in both ways, but Squadron 42 is going to be released before Star Citizen PU is final. So they both play into each thing, but they have to release Squadron 42 with a certain standard. Hopefully, they won't keep updating things that they'll just keep pushing it, like this sort of feature creeping thing. They need to release Squadron 42 as a final game, but it's got to be represented. It's got to represent what Star Citizen will be eventually. But obviously, Star Citizen can take a little longer, so they may keep updating things like ships, planets, vegetation, all the animation, all this sort of stuff. It can still evolve, but they need to make sure that they're happy with Squadron 42 before they release it, because it will encourage others to buy Star Citizen as a final game.
Well, I think they want Squadron 42 to be that successful, even without selling Star Citizen. Like, they want it to be as good as any of the other sort of games that are out there. So it needs to be that level to be a standalone game, regardless of.
Oh, it does, and I'm 100% sure it will be. What we've seen, even in the Morotor, when I saw the Morotor, I was blown away by that. And they've said it's much better than that. That's nothing compared to
because now you're getting some of the updates that we've seen and had from ATV, which is obviously going to influence Squadron 42, is things like the way the NPCs react to you, the way that their dialogues flow, the whole picking up cups and everything else. It's going to make it feel much more of a real living world.
Yeah, it's going to be immersive.
Right, we need to let's. I did have one more question, but I'll save it for another time because I think it's a good question for another time. Do we have any questions?
I'll just check now. Mate. I'm being eaten like hell right now. I've got flies all over.
Bio's been attacked.
There's like 2 or 3 wasps. There's like 2 wasps right next to me up there.
Just take it for the team.
Just take the bins out.
I'm itching like hell. Anyways, let's read these questions.
But we do need to get onto questions, guys.
Right. So the first question's from Hammy. It's to everyone. Do you expect that we'll be able to make box forts out of cargo crates? I reckon we should give it a try.
Yes. The physics they've already been said. We'll be able to build. You should be able to use boxes and stuff as fortifications. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, they did. Same with canisters, gas canisters. You can set them up.
Yep.
To help yourself out.
Yeah, or we'll be building a fort and having fun.
Yeah, I think he means like little cardboard boxes kind of fort, like, Yeah.
Well, if you can get cardboard containers, then yeah, of course.
Yeah, they won't stop a bullet though.
Just per question, what do you guys think the game changer will be? What Ben talked about at Batgirl's podcast?
In Batgirl's podcast, I didn't see that.
She does a podcast and she interviews Ben. I don't know, weekly or fortnightly. Called Ben's Day. And apparently one of the quotes he said is something's coming that's going to be a game changer.
I do not have a spider on my chair. Stop it. Sorry, I had to read that out there.
Server mesh. I think that's the game. I think that's going to be the game changer. The ability to be the way that we play the game and
we don't know about,
and everybody in the game. I don't know. For me, that's a game changer. No one's done that before. Server meshes.
The way that they integrate, like the instances sort of thing.
Yeah, they have talked. Oh, he said about a ship.
He mentioned about a ship being a game changer.
Oh, okay.
A ship being a...
Ben talked about a ship.
Ship!
The ship! The Polaris.
It's going to be one that fires a big net, which is your ships.
Like a moth catcher. What about the one with
I need one of those.
The latest concept. Is it the Eclipse? No, the Eclipse. I think the Eclipse may be on about the game changer. I mean, it's stealth. It's got a huge payload.
I think he's on about a new ship, though.
No, it'd be anything from a 600 onwards, I guess.
Just try and clip it, guys. Go and clip it.
Unless it's something that takes you out of jump or something.
They've been talking about a new range of concept ships, though, haven't they? They said they've already got the new range of concept ships coming that they're going to start releasing after what we already know. They said something about a new ground vehicle, and they said there's going to be a whole new selection of concept ships.
So I think that's the Xion, though, isn't it? Because if the Nox is the new ground vehicle, then that could potentially mean that there's a whole new manufacturer
lineup coming.
Xion, from the Xion ship. So it could be a defender, a fighter, could be all sorts of stuff. It's very difficult to say. I'm not very good when it comes to that.
Coming from an actual game changer thing, I don't know.
I didn't watch it, so I wouldn't know.
It could be anything to do with game changing. Game changing doesn't have to just reveal ships. It could be a mechanic.
I think that's what I was on about, is a ship that's going to change a lot of things. But I don't know. It could be something like interdiction or something like pulling people out of jump.
That a capital ship being in the game would be game changing. Because at the moment we haven't got a capital ship in the game. We haven't got anything from a Polaris to an Idris actually physically in the game to play with. That would be...
No, it was asked today on the stream actually whether or not we will see capital ships in game.
That would be game changing because at the moment there's no, imagine that. Imagine we would have someone's actually going to be able to fly around in those things. How much fun it's going to be trying to board them, and people will be able to say, "Hey, I've got one of these things. You guys want to take it for a spin?"
But does it mean game changing in the sense of what we currently have now, or does it mean literally in the Star Citizen final game changing?
Blow your mind. We didn't, I suppose like time travel.
We'll have to go watch the
ship that can do time travel.
Yeah.
We'll have to go watch the VOD of it.
Shion capital ships, or I don't know. It's really interesting. Who knows?
I mean, I don't think there'll be a time travel.
He talked about the 600. Ben talked about the 600i being around the corner, like last year or something ridiculous. So
The concept.
pinch of salt.
They mean around the corner. When they ever say around the corner, it's next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not ship related, that's what I would have gone for. Farrakh, I would have gone for more people in big amounts of people in the server.
Yeah. Should we talk? That's all the questions anyway. Should we talk about what we're going to be doing over the next week?
Have we got any more questions?
No, that's all the questions.
That was the questions. 2 questions, guys. Come on, lame.
What is wrong with you?
Don't need any more questions, guys. I'm getting.
Come on, we need a few more questions.
I don't want to get any more lumps and rashes. Come on, no madness. No.
With 3.0 and beyond, the ramifications of dying or losing your ship are greatly increased in severity. Can we talk about how easy it is to die currently in the game?
It's quite easy. I die a lot.
Get better.
So with permadeath being in the game, for example, at the moment you can die very, very easily.
The reason why people are dying so easily is because people don't want to run away from death. There's no need to run. People just fight to the end at the moment.
Well, yeah, there's no reason to survive. So when you get into a dogfight, obviously ships will have a bit of a longer life scale than what they have at the moment. If you get to the point where you think, I'm going to fucking lose this, you will get out of there and you will run and you will survive. So the fact is, it's like racing in Gran Turismo. When you saw, this is a fucking really wild way of explaining it, but when you saw Jeremy Clarkson racing an NXX around the Laguna Seca on Gran Turismo compared to racing it in real life, he had the fear of death in real life. So his track, his lap was slower. Currently, in Squadron 40, in Star Citizen, we have no worry of death because we'll just respawn back into bed. Permadeath will be the biggest aspect to Star Citizen that'll stop people just constantly fighting.
So Miz made a point when we were chatting about this earlier, and he was saying that with the mechanics of stabbing somebody and doing instant kills, we were wondering how much of that will be permanent. If you get up behind someone, sneak someone, stab them in the neck, is that a permadeath kill?
Yeah, they're gonna have to rebalance this whole perma thing.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like, so at the moment, I mean, we've kind of discussed it before as well, like in terms of the different armor, and some people are moaning in Star Marine, it's too, the time to kill is too long, but yeah, okay, for an arcadey Star Marine type shooter, it may well be too long, but in a MMO world universe where permadeath is a thing, you don't want to go out in a nice heavy armored suit and you take two shots. And
2 shits and you kill yourself. He clogs up, forgets to empty it out, and then all that toxins get in your body. Is that what you're saying? Yeah?
Somebody clip that, please. Oh my
please
god!
I've done 2, not 1.
So clipped.
Your life is 2 shits. That's it.
So as long as you do 1 shit, guys, you'll be alright. Just don't do anything more.
Yeah, your suit's only got so much capacity for...
It's like, 2 shits? No!
2 shits and you're dead. It's going to be a lot of
Lightning never strikes.
Getting shit-faced. Always getting shit-faced.
So anyway, yeah, so basically, you don't really want to be able to be killed instantly unless you're going around in like civic clothing or something.
Yeah. I don't think you can recover from that.
I don't think I can. Let's just move on to another.
That's very hard to recover.
So,
yeah, God, that is funny as fuck.
Should we go on to what we're doing next week over the week? Madness, what are you going to be doing over the week?
Okay, so I'm just going to do normal stuff. So I'll be streaming. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm taking the missus out to get her a new ring. She really wants it, so she wants a nice new ring. So I have to.
That's got to be a trip to Con.
Yeah.
What sort of ring are you looking for?
Yeah. She wants some Tiffany.
Well, he did buy himself a new
Infinity
computer,
ring
so
or
he does
something.
owe us,
So
Okay.
she wants some fancy
Tiffany
ring.
then.
That's what she says. She wants. So
yeah, Sean Noonan.
the lady wants. The lady gets. The lady wants to get. So yeah, and then but I'll be streaming Wednesday, and then hopefully Friday I should be doing my usual Friday diner, which will be cool. And then I'm just working on trying to get this YouTube video up. I've been practicing doing some. I don't know how Mac does it. I don't know if anyone else has done it. Trust me, go away and just have a go, just for the fun of it. Get yourself like a microphone or whatever, and try and record trying to do what these guys do for their weekly videos that they do. Oh my god, it's so much harder than you think.
It's fine until you listen to it back, and then you're like, "Wow, that's dreadful."
Like to try and also to sum it up really quickly in like a couple minutes, like 10 minutes, like what you want to talk about. Amazing, just to do it like every week. I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, like I think Noobifire and Board and that lot, they produce like 3 or 4 videos a week, and I'm just like, holy hell, I couldn't even do one in like half a day. So massive respect. Well worth just doing it just to appreciate how much work those guys do. So trying to get that done if I can do something interesting, and just finishing up my presentation. So you've noticed I've done a new, if anyone's noticed my page, I've done a new layout. I'm going to do some merchandise. I've done my new Twitch page, and then I've got to do my YouTube page, and just kind of really trying to build something interesting. So that's my real focus at the moment, trying to build something.
Miz.
I'm doing my usual streams that I do, mostly late night, so that no one actually watches them. And,
I never get to watch them.
The Friday one as well. We are probably going to do some Hellion maybe this Friday, or I'll be playing 3.0. But yeah, basically doing that, and I'm doing recording some videos for YouTube for beginners, and hopefully do some tutorial videos if I can stand the sound of my own voice, which is holding me back at the moment. But
just get a voice changer, mate, and see if that helps.
That's a good idea. We might do that. And
give yourself a squeaky voice.
I'm probably going to try and do a little bit more streaming, and hopefully some more Star Citizen, because I haven't done a little bit of Star Citizen for a while. So yeah, would like to try and do that. And I just wanted to mention that Toby and Bock has just said that Sean Noonan is leaving CIG as well.
Is that true then? Is that 100% guarantee?
Yeah, it's on his page. They've just put a link in there if you want to read it and see his goodbye post, which is a shame.
Mention my channel.
But I think he's going to work on his own project. I think one of these stuff he put on Greenlight for Steam. So
he used to work on.
Where's the link?
It's QA, wasn't
he? He was the one that worked on the
Star Marine.
No, I mean for the game.
The new one. Oh, the new one he's done.
No, he worked on Watch Dogs. He brought the female characters into Watch Dogs.
He's also he put a link up today. Hang on, it's called
Nexus.
Has Nexus already linked it?
Yeah, that link's not working for me.
Did Nexus already do it? It's a really cool old school kind of like Game Boy kind of game. Oh, see you, cowboy. Luna design. He's off.
Is that link working for you guys?
Do his own thing. Oh, that's it. Well, I guess, I mean, we've all got to do what we've got to do, so good luck to him, that's all I say.
Yeah.
Good luck, Sean. Wish you the best, mate.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure having you on the Addictive. You're more than welcome to come on. Actually, when he's free of CIG, I wonder how long his NDA lasts for.
Tell us everything you know.
I wonder how long that lasts for. We should get him on as soon as he's finished. Get him on the show. Tap him up for as much information and get him to explain to me all the stuff that was going on.
We should kidnap him.
Yeah. So thanks for
Good luck
as Toby says. Thanks for all the work
you've done. Boys.
Good luck to your future projects.
Exactly.
We're gonna back him and get all the info.
Oh yes, definitely. And we'll link. I'll try and find the link. He sent me the link. Earlier for his video. His actual game that you can buy online now. It's like $2.
Yeah.
Do we have it?
Has anyone got
thing? Has anyone got it?
What's it? A Steam greenlit game, is it?
Yeah.
Didn't mention it.
I think he said he worked on like Far Cry and things like that in the past.
He worked on Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Sean.
So why I think someone's looking for that link. Mac, do you want to tell us? You've had a video out and you're doing some more. So do you want to?
Oh yeah. So yeah, what are you going to be doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to try and put out a video a day.
God, wow, impressive.
Which it's so far it's so good. So far it's going all right. Then tomorrow is going to be 3.0 character customization. What we're going to expect with eyes, hair, and armor, and so forth. I'm also going to try and stream a day, but only about 2 hours per day. I'm going to try and keep it a consistent thing. And then when 3.0 comes out, obviously it's going to be a lot of content coming out then. But yeah, I'm just going to try and push as much as I can because, you know, I have ideas, and if I'm sticking to a video a day, the ideas kind of get pushed away because new content comes out and new ideas come around. So I'm going to try and get them out as much as possible. Whether or not it'll work, I don't know. We're going to try. But yeah, YouTube, Twitch, it's all going to be manic.
Your last video was on combat.
Yeah, hand-to-hand combat. We've seen a little bit on hand-to-hand combat, fighting. Miserable's being fucking beaten to death by a fly.
I've already been bitten.
So
yeah, so I just put a link in the chat for Mac's latest video. If you haven't seen it, please make sure you go and follow him, subscribe to him on YouTube, follow him on Twitch. Watch
just
all his
follow
videos,
him, guys.
Awesome. He
everywhere.
Extremely hard on all his videos. So.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Appreciate it.
So for me, over this week, this is my 5 days off. So I'll be working Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to be trying to stream pretty much every night this week.
These are my 5 days off, so I'll be working Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes. So I have Monday, Tuesday off.
Oh right, okay. So he's on about off.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 5 days off, but work 2 days.
So you're streaming lots this week then?
Yes, I'm going to be trying to.
It's been the Google Documents is on bio this week.
As if I've not come up with allergic reaction to freaking being bitten.
Right, did you say we'll watch out for the audio, the mix?
I was going to say that after bio. So
yes. Oh yes. I've managed to get the audio set up now. So hang on.
Yeah. So Bio's done a great job on that. So hopefully we'll get that
now. So after each podcast, we will be putting the podcast on. Hopefully the next day. Podcast will be on. Well, the actual video will be on the Addicted channel.
Yeah.
YouTube, and we have an audio mixer channel now. So those of you that like to listen to audio only, we will be uploading the podcast audio only to Mixer something.
Yeah.
Hopefully
can I just Nexus? Can you put that as a thing in the one of my commands and in all our channels? The Addicted Podcast audio, please. Yeah. Let me finish, madness. Let me finish. I was going to say please at the end. Please. It is on yours. Moderate. Oh, okay. Right above. Yours, no, I just put that in. Oh, okay.
So
Mixcloud. Oh, yeah. Cool. Sweet, man. Thank you. But yes, I'm going to be streaming this week more than I have done because I've been finding it hard to find time at the moment to stream. So, and the last few streams I've been doing have been awesome. Like Detox is hosted over to me. I've had a few people in having a good time. So, yeah, thanks for those people coming in. And yes, you will see more of me. I promise. This week you'll see more of me. Yeah, and I'm going to try and get to CitizenCon for you, Ryan. He's just totally ignored me.
No, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear what you said there.
Yeah, so I'll try and get a CitizenCon for you, man.
You sure?
Sean, definitely, we'll get you on, dude. How long, by the way, Sean, does your NDA last on CryEngine?
I wouldn't put that in chat, mate. I would send that as a private message.
We'll have a chat off air. We'll get you in. Actually, do you know what? I'd love to pick your brains on more game development.
100 years.
I'm probably not joking either.
Yeah, probably not joking. Fucking hell.
Right.
No way.
Who we?
What if you have a sex change? Does that count as the
Change
same
your
person?
name.
You'll no longer
Change
be
your
shown
name,
moving.
change your sex.
Technically, you're not the same person. So could you get away from out event? Hey, that's a thought. Do you think that could happen? That'd be interesting.
Maybe,
wouldn't
but
it,
I don't think he's going to do that just so you can.
So he can hide from you.
You never know. Only joking. Ways of breaking NDAs.
I don't think you're really joking, are you? You really want that to happen, don't you?
I could front some of the money. I could start a petition for that change to happen.
Right.
Crowdfunding.
Start
I'm just going to put
donation.
the just
Get
put
about
the,
$40 together.
I'm just going to put the raid things in the chat ready, so I've got them done at least.
Just before you go, Bio, just so you know, guys, we are going to be hopefully trying to get a fun introduction to our podcast as well.
Yes.
Watch this space. So we're going to have to do some funny videos.
It's going to be
before
awesome.
the beginning. So hopefully we'll have something to show you next week. Hopefully.
I'm afraid I'm 100% serious.
Hopefully. That's what's going to be funny. It's like one pose from his in every picture.
And it'll be orange. He'll have fake tan for that.
2 shits, please.
2 shits, please.
2 shits and you're dead.
You're never living that down.
He's fucked.
2 shits and oh my cock.
Forever, guys. Keep that one on.
Right, who we gonna who we gonna host tonight? Who
is
we
there?
gonna host? There's a new female streamer that I hosted the other day. She's quite good. There's Kurasagi's online.
Well,
Moonshiners, Maya.
Moonshiners. We always host Moonshiners. So
Myers?
try and
Moonshiners.
What up, Maya's doing the Fortnightly Frontier?
Dr. Drones is on.
Spam
Yeah.
another pod.
Whoever you want.
If you host Maya, you can't do the raid.
you can't do the raid.
Oh, that's true, because he's in the podcast, isn't he?
Because they're doing a podcast and chatting and people are talking to them, it's like,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
raid, it's a little bit...
Bit rude.
a
Yeah.
bit
so-
rude.
I nearly had a wasp on my face.
I'd say either Drones or Kiro, really.
Drones or
Good
Kuro? Who should we pick? Come on. Who should we pick? Big one.
Flip of the coin. Anyone got a
Drones
coin?
won't
Right.
have them.
Heads it's
Drones.
Drones. Kiro tails it's Kiro. How's that sound?
Yeah, go.
Right. Anyway,
It's
thanks guys
Drones.
for
Drones,
tuning in,
okay.
watching. We're going to go and host somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
Go and raid them, give them the love. Make sure you're following everybody on this podcast as well.
Yeah, please do.
This
Come
is
and
every
check us out.
Monday, 9:30, same time next week. Please come back and support us. Go to the Addicted YouTube and sign up
Oh,
there
we
as
hosted
well.
Drones like twice.
Go subscribe on there.
Give it to Kiro. We've hosted. Drum Nexus is right. We have Drones twice. Give it to Kiro.
Okay.
Give it to Kiro.
Anyway, so thanks guys. We really appreciate you staying here and chatting and asking the questions.
Yes, appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll get Mac again every week. I mean, next week. I mean, the week. Another week. It's always good to have him on.
I'm gonna
sorry,
get
yeah, I
some
meant to
fly
say thanks,
nets.
Mac, for coming on. That was
Thank
a
you,
good
Mac.
point there.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Keep supplying me with beer and I'll be here every week.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
get the Hoover out now,
woo!
guys,
Did you hear
and
that,
Hoover up
guys?
these flies. Yep.
All we need to do is get him beers, and we'll get Mac in every week. Woo! Mac every week. Hype, hype. Yeah, for sure, man. We'll try and get Mac in as much as possible.
Should we say see you around the verse? Yeah, all together. Yeah.
And do
Come on.
that.
See you around the verse. Right, I'm gonna
See you guys
host
in the
now,
verse.
and we'll just
Yeah,
wave.
shit.
Yeah, right.
Should we do? I thought we were doing the fist pump thing. Hang on. What should we
Right,
do?
ready? Just come on.
like
Just,
everybody.
right, I'm gonna hit host now, and then we're just gonna randomly start fist pumping. Right.
Oh, I'm missing completely, aren't I?
Right, in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
We've
go.
hosted. Has it gone over? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Is it gone? Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see us anymore.
Let me know if
I
it's
can hear him. There we go. I can hear him talking about the raid.
nice. All right, I'm gonna stop the stream.